all in all, and I was able to look through how some of the maps went. I really feel like going into this game against TYLOO, regardless of the names on the other side, they should be feeling like they are the favorites.
Yeah, I think, on paper with recent results, they should be the favorites. But, the names on TYLOO, they always just, drag me back, make me think that they should be the ones getting a lot of the extra work done here.
Man, that's how I feel. I still remember when Yam Young was one of the biggest talents. Well, he probably still is. He's fairly young, right? Still 23 years of age. But I still remember when he was considered to be one of the best players coming out of the Chinese region.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we have here on Inferno, at least. Lynn Vision going to be starting on that T side. And looking at straight up short. Mercury with Julie. He's going to be able to... Oh, that's actually G to snatch it away through the smoke. Nice little smoke bang. But now he's the last one here on A. Starry. 2 men on the trade, and the site is Lynn Vision's.
Yeah, no kit for the retake as well. You might as well be calling this one off already, right? With the low HP on G as well. The fact that he doesn't have armor, neither does Yam Young. I mean... They're probably going to give this one a go, because what point is there in saving 2 players or staying alive with 2 players that don't even have the armor, but it's going to be an incredibly difficult retake to get back into.
Up short they come. Westmelon, first point of contact, looking to potentially swing off of the site players, but Westmelon locking it in. Mosaic, he's got a big job to do, and he knows that he's got to deal with these pit players, but across the top, Starry again gets it done from the balcony. Zachary even chimes into the mix, and that's going to be Lynn Vision taking the T-pistol.
Yeah, it's a perfect start for Starry. What a triple coming out of him. And this is the trick, I guess, in a retake like this one, right? Because they get a couple kills and you're thinking, well, they might actually have a chance, right? It looks like it's a 50-50, but then the time was always a factor. 1 headshot equals death for all of those TYLOO players, considering 2 of them didn't have armor. So it was always going to be a really difficult one breaking through all those crossfires. And as we said, as the full eco is going in, this is the map pick of TYLOO, but it's still a map that Lynn Vision have played pretty successfully, even so far in 2025, right? You're looking at the XSC Pro League 2025 game they played against GG Hao. That was a complete whitewash. It was a 13-3 and then a 13-11 over the Huns in the best of 3 that they lost earlier today. Of course, ended 2024 as well with a bang on this map, taking down Talon with a 13-10 fashion. Azur, my goat.
Yeah.
Rest in pepperoni.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so G did the little body block there on the Archer's smoke. Managed to get the boost across the top. Unfortunately, didn't get the pick onto Amelia, and now Mercury just scrimming through the smoke, goes to the grave. Zach up, finding the quick double, and the A site open for business here. TYLOO, 2-man disadvantage on the retake, just with default pistols. You're not expecting him to do too much here.
No, absolutely not. I mean, that was, I guess that was the main storyline of this round. Supposed to be an easy 2-0 lead here for Lynn Vision. Looking comfortable, and I'd rather actually, I want to pick your brains on something. Obviously, we talked about the previous game. Lynn Vision just ended an excruciatingly long series against the Huns, right? And for those of you that are just tuning into the stream and don't know what we're on about, they played 3 maps. 13-11 on Inferno was map 1. 14-16, they lost those 2 as the second one. And then the third one on Anubis was the 13-11 in favor of the Huns, obviously. That was... There was even some technical timeouts in that game. So if you're Lynn Vision, do you feel burned out or you feel warmed up for this game now?
I don't know. It's like, obviously you're going to be warm in some aspects. And TYLOO as well. I think their game went for maybe 30 minutes less. So
Sure.
they're both in similar boats, right? There was like maybe an hour break for TYLOO, which is a good amount of time just to, chill out, get yourself ready, get your notes ready on LVG if they even needed notes. But yeah, LVG similarly, they're all gamers. In China, they're grinders. So I don't think anyone's really going to lose that test of endurance here.
Okay. Well, getting into the nitty-gritty now. The big boy rounds, as we call it. The full buys. It's, of course, a bit of a bonus coming out of the T side with a couple of those players still being on the gallows. Amelia rocking that Mac 10 if they need to pick up the pace a little bit more. And early on, we're seeing TYLOO, by the way, not really challenging too much with a hyper-aggressive CT side. They'd rather play it a little bit more standard. They have that boosted player and attacker in towards short, but Lynn Vision on the other side, just taking their time. A sweet little default, and the bomb is slowly starting to make its way back in towards A.
Oh, is that contact up short? Looking good so far on the defense. G forced off. And I think attacker as well was seen towards the top of quad here. Waiting for the swing. Nice little spray transfer. And attacker, the newcomer to the team, It's been a while since I last saw him play, but he is still, you know, the old dog doing work. That's two-man advantage. LVG starting to execute on B. Mosaic standing at the ready. Oh, and this B site has been locked down. Good luck, Zaka, man.
Yeah, you can wish him that again. I don't think it's gonna help too much. At this point, you might as well just be holding on to the AK and the smoke with 29 seconds. He was thinking about resmoking City. Now, I feel like the penny's dropped. You might be better off by just holding on to the premium rifle. The majority of your teammates actually have enough money to at least purchase something. Even if it's just the hero AK with a half buy around it in the next round, it's still more than what you would have if you were to go down. But this is such a great first buy round for TYLOO, right? It's a bit of a tempo setter as well, in the sense that attacker just gets a double in towards short. Mosiah shuts down the B bomb side with 2 more. It just feels clean, right? It feels like Lynn Vision just walked into your crosshairs, you were set up, you win the fights. There's nothing more to it, right? It's not a complicated, it's not a scrappy round. We were just holding, they walked into us, we killed them. It doesn't get easier than that. It doesn't get more satisfactory than that either.
Yeah, you love to see it. And you're right, we got a decent buy around the AK. It is just Galil's and whatever extra utility that LVG can bring in. On the TYLOO side of things, their Riders Reign starting to bolster up the economy. And still just going for the 3-2 split. Not going too aggressive at Banana. Not going too aggressive anywhere, really. Except I say that an attacker is sneaking up behind that Molly and Apps. Hall's play. Aggression works out. Starry not quite at the ready. He was looking into the wall. And that's a great way to kick things off for this round for TYLOO.
Look at Yamyoung. He was thinking about walking through the smoke there. For a second thought he would. There goes the deep re-smoke though. And this is already looking quite claustrophobic for the T's. They have to challenge, but it's just a solo challenge from Amelia through the smoke. And he's just not ready for the aggressive player of Yamyoung.
Right, full banana control and that re-smoke as well. Going to burn off another 20 seconds. You love to see that. We've got Westmelon as well. Yeah.
This is a safe call already. I know there's 1 minute on the clock, but you lose apartments, you get pushed away. You get pushed away from Banana. You've lost a player each side of the map. It's a 3v5. You have an alright amount of util, but no money. It's still risky going for a round like this.
But this is China. Right, you see, Ted? So they're going to give it a crack. They know that they've got that 3v3 probably towards the A site. And we'll see what Mercury can do here. Solid. Up on cold. Only going to be able to get the 1. So we are in with a chance here. Jamyoung starting to come up short. Should be able to time this push effectively. Sun out. Gun out. Good plant position. Won't be able to get the bomb down. And Jamyoung locks in a second kill for himself and a second round for TYLOO. But LVG kept them guessing and also did some good financial damage.
You know what? I would have felt so much more silly if they actually had won the round. That's my European brain functioning, by the way. This is what watching CAS Counter-Strike does to a man. You're looking at a 3v5 with 1 minute on the clock, and you're just thinking, there's no way those guys just walk out middle and just get a double kill on porch like that with 1v1s, and then they get the side kill, and it's down to a 2v2. Well, apparently there is a way for that to happen.
Yeah, you really have to turn off the some of the protocols sometimes in your brain when you're watching Asian CS.
Oh man, I love it. That's why I love South American Counter-Strike.
Yeah. The amount of risks that a lot of teams take is it's much larger and much more frequent than what we see over here in Europe at the moment. But yeah, LVG this round, just down on the Glocks. So we'll see if Zaka with the Hero Deagle can get any damage done. So far, so good. 5-1 for himself. And, pokes his head forward, down to half. That nade should... Thought it was going to do considerable damage, but he managed to escape back into Boiler.
Yeah, it is a great opportunity this round. I mean, you try and keep it a little bit cleaner, taking a bit more of a passive stance against the pistols as well. You don't want to feed him too many kills, especially with the early thing happening now, though. G, gotta be careful.
Falling back, swapping up positions to tuck away on site and allow Mercury to keep on farming up these eco kills. A little curious with this position. Time into the push with the bomb there for Starry. Looks good, but again, with 12 in the clear. Mercury escapes to short. Will be able to escape any danger. And now we're going to see Westmelon trying to sneak his way out. Crossfire from pit, from sight. And that's all mopped up nicely. TYLOO doing God's work, keeping 5 rifles alive. We'll put them in the lead in more ways than one.
Yeah, it did look a little bit unsettling there for a second, right? You just felt like they were a little bit uncomfortable towards the back of the bomb site, but in the end of the day, you keep all 5 alive, you're mustering up the money. It's really important that those moments of uncomfortability and discombobulation don't occur, and they're not occurring against the food purchases of the T side, but when it's just the pistols on the other side and you still keep 5 alive, it's alright. Now, the first tactical timeout coming in here for the side of Lynn Vision. Of course, there is a bit of a conversation to be had when it turns down to, or when it comes down to the coaches. On one hand, we have Gum, who's, I want to say, for me, a lot more of an uncertainty, right? Because he just joined Lynn Vision as his first project in 2023 as a coach. But then on the other side, you have Joking, who's one of the most respected and well-known names in the Asian scene. So in that sense, I guess this is on paper yet another advantage that TYLOO should have in their favor. But I'd say it's a well-placed tactical timeout here for Lynn Vision. You don't want to let TYLOO carry away too much momentum, especially with how momentum heavy some of the maps that TYLOO have been playing so far in 2025 have been. It kind of feels like they either stomp you or you stomp them, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, well, we got one of them later on if we make it to 3. Train's been incredibly CT slotted for a lot of these teams out here so far in the pro level of CS, but Asia plays by its own rules, so we'll see if that keeps on happening. Speaking of, we did see the aggression finally come out from TYLOO. Heads down mid, just pushed in through the smoke, and lovely pick from Mercury, but now on 7 points of health, he's happy just to rotate across, trying to increase the defense towards B, or even just go back and get that utility, whatever he's doing here at CT. They're just trying to figure out where they want to put their pieces.
Yeah, I actually love that call, by the way. Right after the T-side tactical timeout, you want to disturb them. You want to make sure that they don't play out the round the way that they wanted to play it. You just throw in an early aggressive play, you get that 5v4, and now you have the 3-man stacking towards B, which seems like it is the desired avenue for the T's. They're going to be ready for that hit.
Smoke goes down to the nice timing, but the T's are through it already. Jam Young trying to fish through the smoke, won't be able to connect, and Mercury already low. Shouldn't be here because he was on A, and he's going to be able to get 2 free kills on 7 HP. Bomb on the ground, 40 seconds for LVG to try to make this happen, and Jam Young's going to be flashed on through. Oh, he shot at the ragdoll! No, sorry. Good cover eventually, and Zaka, he is set up to try and clutch this, but unfortunately the broken smoke gets his head taken off. And TYLOO win it anyway. That was chaotic.
Well, that's the living proof of the sentence. You can sometimes be too focused. And when you are too focused, you can start shooting at things that you're not supposed to be shooting at. That nearly went out of control there. Thankfully, Mercury was able to find that triple kill, right? Thankfully, he was able to open things up and then get a double. Because that was, you know, this is again something that we can close our eyes for. I guess Jam Young, it wasn't perfect, but you still win the round. You still keep 2 players alive. In general, it was a good rotation. It was a good round by design for TYLOO. And if you're Lynn Vision, sure, you get a lot of kills. You get some money to work with in this round, but in reality, you've just picked up the pistol round in the second, and ever since it's been TYLOO. It's starting to get worrying.
Yeah, it's getting to that point. I think we'll see, you know, things maybe shift in that second half, but for now, the old Classico, the waterfall out apps, couple coming out towards Boiler as well, but Attacker, ooh, has been spotted on the balcony. Now things get a little awkward. Full AK magazine doesn't get dumped, and that's the A site taken. Moto smokes up, so there's full control, but we are going to see G at least snatch one away through that smoke.
Yeah, you can try and go for this one. Low HP on Komisu as well. A couple rifles, a little bit of utility. They have the kids. They will be taking their time, especially with Jamian closing out the distance from the apartments.
AK in hand. Crosshair in a very good position. But the timing favoring LVG. Now they know that Jam Young's here. They're going to be looking for him heavily. Smoke to pit to make things a little safer on that retake. Mosaic across the top is not in a good spot to deal with Westmelon, who was just tucked away, being sneaky next to the hay bales. And now it's looking like the CTs, they are thinking about just suffocating the economy, trying to keep their guns alive. AWP and AK, both very valuable weapons here on the CT side, and they are running for dear life.
What a big round. What a steal. I mean, I guess now you understand why probably Lynn Vision were not feeling too pressured in the first couple of rounds, right? This is why keeping the presence of mind is really important, because you might have been losing a lot of them, but there were small things that were a little bit concerning in some of the rounds for TYLOO. They might have not necessarily gotten punished for them, But now they get punished against the pistols, and this could turn things around. We are going to get to see G on an AVP, though. This is interesting. We haven't yet seen an up on the T side.
Yeah, we'll see if you can find the extra impact. Flashes forward, going straight through the mollies. That's a lot of damage taken, but they will walk away with the full banana control. LVG not placing any of their members up there, but they are going to be placing all 5 straight through mid. They've got full bracket control. G just wait for the swing. Won't be able to connect as Amelia opens up that hit side, but won't be able to make it to site just in time. Westmelon with the full wrap all the way in, and now we've got a 4v3. LVG have been very successful towards A.
Yeah, gotta call it off again, especially with the low HP of Jam Young, who is pushing through the Molotov. He's not even making a move towards the A-bomb side. Mercury is sticking around, hoping that he gets given a reason to go for this round, but you can't really do it, and this was just the perfect reaction coming out of Lynn Vision, right? You lose that banana control, but you don't lose the player. You recognize the fact that there was probably, again, a lot of utility being thrown over. They might have even heard that one player burning in the Molotov, but they just go out middle straight away, switching up the tempo, dealing with attacker in towards the apartments. Felt like he was probably supposed to have a free kill there. Couldn't hold it together. And then even with the pickup from the Ope, it was just a little bit too much to deal with. A lot of credit to be given to the entry from Amelia. Of course, Westmelon able to get that refrag. And Lynn Vision, again, good mid-rounding.
Yeah, their protocol just to pretty much sprint up mid after they lost banana control ended up working out way too well. I don't know. That's just, yeah, great mid-round call, as you said, and beautiful couple of entries. But maybe establishing that TYLOO with attacker recently coming back into the roster and him playing on the A side might be a little shaky with how the chemistry is working on the team. You never know. But let's see what they do this round. Guns for everyone. Half the utility already used for LVG. And TYLOO with the 3 weapons saved are going to be on that full buy yet again. Still waiting for more impact from G though.
Oh, this is going to be an app spot. They're switching up the tempo once again. Look at how quick this is going to be as well. Minute 20, and they're already making their way in towards the apartments. Jam Young has to be on high alert.
Seems to be aware. Was playing anti. Here's that first flash come through. Attacker, the first point of contact. But no trade just yet. Mercury, the double, and the apps pop does not work as expected for LVG. Unable to deal with the members this time. Ooh, legged through the pillar. Mercury down to 72. And it's Jam Young saving the day, doing God's work at pit with a nice little double. And they buy time for those rotations. TYLOO maintain the lead 5-4.
Yeah, there's always a risk when you're just trying to walk out and fight instead of just throwing in the flashes and sending the first player to jump out in towards short, right? If the first player jumps out, even if they die, I mean, they're still going to take some of the crosshairs away, and it's probably going to create some more favorable fights. But when you just walk out and you're looking for a fight and your first guy goes down and doesn't get the kill, it's definitely harder for you to make your way out in time. Buys more time for the long player as well to get into position.
Jam Young doing it again. And the flash timing was perfect from G. Going to be able to take eyesight away from both of them. And Jam Young doubles down this time with the banana control. They at least get those extra picks. So if even LVG, if they pick up the pace towards A instead, TYLOO seem to be aware, seem to be ready for it. Molly to buy some extra time for Mosaic to join him over towards Archers. And Mercury even able to rotate back into sight.
Look at the amount of numbers as well. Look at the amount of players they've been able to already rotate back in towards that A-bomb side. Oh, for it here, and there's no way in. A lovely double coming out of attacker as well. Getting that confidence up. Had a bit of an off with just a single individual fight a couple rounds ago, but now he's showing that he can be reliable. Top of the board right now for TYLOO as well, as they get 6 on the CT side. No money for the Ts. TYLOO could be pushing even for 8 here.
It's interesting, the tiny little change-ups that we're getting here. But well played from TYLOO. And they've worked hard to get themselves 6 now on the board. Tactical, a second one already going to get used by LVG. And, mate, I think they kind of need it, right? I've heard good things about Call Me Sue, but he's having a bit of a rough game. Amelia as well.
Sure.
You know, managed to have... Look, he's got 2 kills, right? One of them was that entry that won him a whole round, but... Other than that, you still need to find a bit more impact here on the T side. I think they've done really well to have 4 rounds at this point, considering you're looking at, you know, No one individually going too crazy on that side of things. TYLOO, on the other hand, like, you got Attacker, the new guy, who is also the old guy, coming in and putting up 10 and 6 as one of the heavy A-site players, the pit player there. But you wouldn't expect him to be the name that is carrying from the front. You know, Mosaic, incredibly sharp, Mercury, incredibly gifted, and Jam Young as well, who you can see has got this hyper-aggression going on, which we're going to see one more time. But this time, LVG sit back a little further, throw that half-wall smoke, and are ready for the aggression. Hey, Jee able to polish up at least one more pick. The refrag back for TYLOO. And LVG, where are they going? They're going around the world all the way to second. Look at that.
Yeah, they are. Issue here is that you don't have a single other player who's got armor, by the way, so there's no one to actually drop that AK over to if you're Westmelon. I mean, you can, but Emilia doesn't have the armor, right? So, I guess challenging the Ope is not the worst idea ever. If Jee misses a couple shots, then it could get hairy, but again, Attacker in towards the pit has been serving him well so far, and actually, as they say that, they will start moving forward. Might miss out on the timing of the apps play.
Depending on where this flash pops, if they jump out to short side, oh, maybe there's a chance for him. But it is going to be Jee to snatch that one away. Amelia gets the job done with the AK, and Zachar as well. Find both the entries that, look, we thought the CTs should have been right after making their way to short, but just isn't quite working as intended for TYLOO, and LVG might be about to hit him with another eco.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised there, right? Because you know there's going to be a hero AK and a couple pistols, and you decide to go for that aggressive maneuver, just completely exposing yourselves. And now, I mean, Mercury, Mosaic, they're going to try and look for a way back into this round, but it's going to be so difficult with the smoke. They still have the time, they have the money, they're going to give it a go. Need to find the kills really quickly, though.
Amelia back of sight, gets taken right on out. Westmelon, one with the Deeg, and they know that he's tucked away. Head down, playing the timer, and hoping that that's going to be enough, which it will be. Bomb planted at the back of sight. Well played. Great discipline from Westmelon to lock that one in, and no escape from Mosaic. So extra damage to the CT economy as Lynn Vision managed to snatch a fifth that they probably should have had no right taking.
I'm not gonna lie, there's so many things just going absolutely horribly wrong right now. It's, first of all, how do the pistols turn things around like that and towards the A-bomb side? Second of all, the moment that you see that one player that was towards the back of the bomb side and Ninja just starting to move forward, you're thinking, oh no, they've given away the round again. But they still win it because of time. So I guess if you're LVG, you don't really give a damn about how scrappy it was. You had just pistols and one hero AK, and you didn't even have a second player with armor, so you don't really give a damn. It's just a round on the board that you care about. On the other side, though, TYLOO, this is definitely one that you should be regretting in a way. Probably felt like you should have had a guaranteed 7th. We were even having the conversation of an 8 potentially, but now that's off the table, and a 6-6 half could be on offer here for Lynn Vision.
Into the quick tech pause, hopefully, fingers crossed, touching wood. We are just getting through a little ping issue, and hopefully we will be back very shortly. A classic in China. It's, what time is it? It'll be getting towards the later times of the evening, probably like 10 p.m. So you'd argue maybe all that congestion, if that's an issue, should be disappearing. But you never know. You never know with the old Counter-Strike.
That's the thing, though. No one's safe. No matter where you live, no matter what internet provider you're using, when you're playing Counter-Strike, anything's possible.
Yeah. The good thing is, you know, for both these teams in particular, they've probably got a more local server, considering they're both from China. You know, sometimes it can get a bit more interesting when they play the Mongolian teams. Both teams having to play on, you know, like 50, 60, 70 ping, depending on where the server goes.
Sure.
So
I guess that's the fun part of it, by the way. When you say Chinese server, they should have good ping. I mean, a Chinese server means that they could still be living 1,000 kilometers away from the server.
Arguably they could be, but I think most of them live around sort of the Shanghai area.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look. Again, back to the old 3-2 setup for TYLOO. Early round, not throwing the smokes instantly. Just holding them for a moment. And LVG already having to deal with the retake utility from TYLOO here at the top of Banana. Jam Young looking like he will be sent in shortly. Mosaic has that flash at the ready.
Oh, what an 8. Mercury down to 38. The first 2 HEs missed, but now you know there's 3 players, and Jam Young, he's still being really aggressive. This is a bit of a risk. You know 3 HEs came from that direction. He's actually gonna push through with a flash. This is such an aggressive play. It's so crazy, but it works out.
He's not bad with it. Lynn Vision have seen that 3 times now, and they just changed up the timing of when that one happened. Hold that thought, though. We're up short. Lynn Vision looking for the A site again. It has been successful. Great flash. But Jee, he really needs to trade for more than just a single kill. And a 2-for-1 is going to be able to get Lynn Vision all the way into sight. Plenty of space to plant. Molly to short just to try and get it planted. But it's over towards Cold, which could come back to bite them if it is just Starry left in the pit. Mosaic waiting for Jam Young to make his way through the halls. And Starry very much expecting it. There is a molly. Mosaic going to be throwing that towards the back of sight, I believe. Not right onto Starry. Lovely utility, forces him out, but even so, a 1v3 is a bit too much with little time remaining. It's going to be all tied up 6-6 at the half. We are right back and ready for the second half of CS between TYLOO and Lynn Vision Gaming. We're all tied up as well, so it's anyone's game at this point. I'm keen to see exactly what TYLOO have on the attack, especially with attack now in the lineup. There's been some interesting things going on in that first half, and you can feel that there is something going wrong for TYLOO, so we need to see if they're going to be able to lock it in on the T side. Because if they can get that momentum going here nice and early with the pistol, then this game could get out of hand quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the main concerns guess right now for TYLOO should be finding that consistency, right? Because we did praise them for a lot of the good mid-round plays that they had, a lot of the aggression, a lot of the cool setups that they had with aggressive flashes as well towards the even early stages of some of the rounds. It's all about winning the ones that you should be on paper. I mean, think about the one with the pistols that Lynn Vision were able to pick up. If it wasn't for that, TYLOO could have gotten even 8 out of that first half, and that would have put them in a great situation. But now you have the chance to, quote-unquote, right your wrongs with the pistol. That is, though, unless Westmelon just pushes down middle and headshots people.
Yeah. Lovely little aggressive maneuver. And with that pick, look at LVG. They almost sent 4 to B instantly. Decided against it. And Zaka with a reactive flash at the ready. Starry has not cleared Lightroom. Didn't realize he could be up here, but Westmelon just tears him to shreds. What the hell just happened?
He aced them.
He just aced.
Yeah, they were just walking up middle. He just... When I said if he pushes down middle and headshots people, that's not going to work out. That's not what I meant. His teammate just died in Boiler. He was supposed to get run down by 4 people running at him. He just headshot every single one of them. Okay, yeah, that's my captain.
I wish we had replays. I would have loved to see that one again. But look, that's what the demos are for, right? Anyway, Westmelon with a flash at the ready.
And that's enough.
Call me Sue. Should be able to have a couple of freebies here. Only one found at Banana, though, but the flash good enough to enable it. And we got that Crocodile chilling in Boiler. We'll see if Starry gets some action with that, which he might.
By the way, every single time you say call me Sue, for whatever reason after call me, I just, my brain thinks that you're gonna say maybe. Banger song, by the way, but you reckon he was inspired by it?
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know how long he was in America, so, you know, there is a chance. I think I saw he's 20 years old, so he would have been, I'm going to guess,
a
like
teenager.
8, maybe?
Oh, no, a little bit older than that.
Really? Is it not that old?
Maybe, actually. Maybe I'm older, and I just, when I hear 20, I just associate myself with those people, but I'm a little bit older than that now. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's a me issue, not...
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It is, I've Googled it. I've fact-checked it. It was released in 2011.
Okay. So... Oh, why do I know this song? Yeah, I was
13.
I was 10 years old. Okay.
So yeah, Call Me Sue would have been 6. Maybe it, you know, impacted his life in a positive way.
Sure.
Let's have a look. Early round, util getting juggled everywhere. I thought Amelia's gone and left some extra before rotating back towards the arch side of A. It looks like we're going to get a bit of action. Banana in a moment. Good timing on that molly. And the flash and nade. All the follow-up here. Ends up getting some decent damage, but Jam Young found some space between the heat, and he's going to be able to throw some heat in the direction of LVG. That's the B site fully open for the taking. You've even got Mosaic still on the lurk. This round should be done.
Yeah, that's it. Round over. Doors closed, and now you got to be thinking about holding on to the guns, right? Because Mosaic's position, I mean, he's probably going to send himself out there. You'd ideally want to keep all 5 alive and strengthen up the money, but it is just so crazy how easily TYLOO make it work. And I'm actually going to rephrase that. How easily Jam Young makes it work. They were just unaware of the fact that he's going to be ahead of the util. And you know what? In their defense, I will say, Jam Young is a little bit reckless at times with the way that he's taking space in towards Banana, but when it works out in such a spectacular fashion. Obviously, you're risking being a little bit ahead of the pack. Maybe if you go down in that position, there's not going to be anyone up close in person to actually try to refrac, and the CTs could be able to fall back. But if you're able to get the first kill when you catch them off guard like that, well, then you just win the round single-handedly. And sure, we're looking at 9 kills for him. I'd say, in general, the kill distribution for TYLOO is looking pretty solid, but Jam Young's impact on a lot of those kills has been insane.
I'm interested to see if Attacker, or who is actually calling at the moment for TYLOO, because I swear it was somebody before he left.
Yeah, I'd go as far as to say that somebody is definitely calling right now for TYLOO as well.
No, well, you can't.
I'm sorry. It was an awful joke. I've lived my entire life. My entire life, I've waited for the opportunity.
I've made that joke so many times.
Yeah.
And it's just gone completely over my head.
Yeah. Oh, you actually, I told you, I told you we were joking back. Okay.
You got me. I was like, no, what are you talking about? He's not in the roster. Anyway, look. It could be anyone. It got thrown around a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
And perplexingly enough, it could be basically anyone bar somebody.
That's true. That is the brass tacks.
Sure. Good util damage, by the way. Lynn Vision. A bit of a half-buy in this one, not even going for the full investment, which is interesting. They actually had enough to go for it, but I don't dislike it. You're replaying around that is still dangerous, and you are going to have the proper investment with the AVP in the next one. Issue is, Komisu is all alone, and they're going B.
5v5 on the retake. LVG going to be buying into the next, so you better believe with this much utility, they should be giving this crack. But I guess we'll see. Boost over the top of the smoke here. Let's see if Call Me Sue can find anything. On the fade, the off angle. He's not going to find them anything just yet. TYLOO not giving him nothing. Just tucked away in all the corners. Solid crossfires established everywhere. Able to pivot on contact. Oh, and this is not looking good. LVG going to be losing everything. As Amelia, no kit, absolutely no chance at the round, but he will hang around to just try and get some damage done. Only one found on the exits, and TYLOO will be able to even up the scoreline 8-8. So, still, anyone's game.
You know what? This is a fist bump nice try round out of the CT side. It was a half buy. You do a decent amount of utility damage. There was a couple players on TYLOO that were low on HP. A couple more, I guess, favorable fights. Maybe if you had a second player, but you understand why they wanted to have that stacking towards the A-bomb side, considering it was just a half buy. That could have been a converted round. So I think you're happy with it. It's a little bit weird that you decided to go for a half buy in the previous one to have a perfect investment. And Emilia still is on a 5-7. Probably not ideal. But hey, at least you do have Zachar on that big green. Hopefully he can hit hard enough for 2. Or not. You never know. The 5-7 is too OP nowadays.
Well, I'm liking this. Are we going around the world? Okay, attacker leading the charge through CT spawn. Westmelon not quite ready.
3 more.
And JBL, he's still smoked off at Banana, so it's going to be an interesting approach here. We'll see if this lurk at A activates at all, or if Zach is just going to be able to continue snatching him away. Big shot onto G. Will slow down the push for sure, and now the CTs are all leaving the A site. There's that activation. Mosea going to be able to lurk his way out, find the double, not the third, jumping. Amelia going to be able to lock onto him, but he's got a big job to do. M4 in hand to do it, and almost holds it down. But it is going to be the bomb making its way to site, and Zach up with a solid hold on the B site. Unfortunately, now has to go for a retake on A with an AWP, and he doesn't have a lot of information, so it's probably just going to be that save.
This was such an awkward round as well, right? If you're TYLOO, it's so confusing to actually keep track of everything that's going on. So you push in towards CT, you kill one of the B players, and you're thinking, okay, there's going to be only one more rifle in towards the B bomb side. Let's go and split B, right? But then Zachar is the one to take first point of contact and get a kill. And suddenly you're thinking, oh, apparently they had a 2 rifle starting towards B with the AVP, so might as well go back in towards A. That's the reason that you see, I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Mosea after getting those 2 kills in towards the apartments. Yeah, sure, it was him. Getting his knife out, right? He was just not ready for a 3rd player. It was just such a difficult round to read there from the perspective of the T's, but you know, for sure TYLOO are going to be happy with it. A great round coming out of Mosea with a double out of apartments. Attacker as well, bringing in some good impact. We're talking about the kill distribution, I guess, for the side of TYLOO. Firepower-wise, you're looking at some of the young guns on the side of Link Vision. You're probably expecting them to be all over TYLOO, but everyone on the TYLOO side has been able to hold their own. It's been one of the better games of TYLOO. It's almost a shame that Elfish guy is not around.
Yeah. Well, he is. He's just on the other stream, covering all the Mongolian stuff. Okay.
Well, it's a shame that he's around but not around.
Yeah. He can't be more places at once, you know?
Yeah.
I also did just try and get some confirmation on the IGL. Word on the street is it's Mercury, but it could actually be anyone. So we don't have solid confirmation. We've just got rumors to work with here, guys.
That's how you love it. Everyone's calling. They just don't want to put pressure on anybody. So you know you can't find the person to blame if things are not right. You love it.
Ooh, call me Sue with the old Eternal Fire pop flash. We're going to set Westmelon up. Good timing on those smokes. That HE gets a little bit of chunk of damage, but the Molly's going to be forcing Westmelon into the open. The pop flash is only going to be for himself here. Good damage with the P2, but he won't be able to get more than the single kill. And at this point, you just want to try to, put some reinforcements, set up some defense around that AWP to try and keep it across into the next gun round. But TYLOO going to be the first to reach the double digits here. 10 should be secured.
You can just tell that TYLOO's a really experienced team, by the way, by some of the things that they're doing, the ways that they're aggressing, even some of the ways that they've distributed the roles. But it's such an old school thing to just go for a B execute once you know that the CTs have the pistols out, right? There was an old saying, and you know what? This is an Asian stream, but I'm just gonna throw in something Bulgarian in there. There was an old Bulgarian Counter-Strike saying that goes, if you do a proper B execute on Inferno, even if they have 5 people with all their families and everyone else on the B bomb side, if they have pistols, there's no way you lose the round. If you do the execution properly. And this previous round was just a perfect example of it, right? You just set yourselves up for success. You molly behind first, you time it well with the break-in of the smoke, you wait to force that pistol player out in the open right before you break the smoke. It's a free kill, basically. Just play it well. It's something that Danish teams still do up to this day, by the way. They love their anti-eco BXX.
There you go. It's arguable because, that could be like one of the more dangerous places to go. But I guess with the right use of those mollies, you can easily set yourself up for success. Oh, I like this. Boost across the top, and Zaka going to catch Jam Young right out in the open. Not expecting a re-aggression from that route. The way you said that as well, by the way, with the your families and everything, reminded me of Apex's shit talk from the other day.
Even my mom was on B.
Oh, Lord. Starry. Just tearing right through TYLOO there. The AK making a world of difference. Westmelon polishes that one off. And the A-pop does not work out there for TYLOO.
No. It really doesn't. And you know what? This was actually a really impressive round. I was going to say, it was a foot race there for Lynn Vision, because they do set up the Oper for the opening kill in towards Banana. It was a great pickup by Zacher, but then TYLOO, it felt like they had the right reaction. It felt like they were just sending it, hightailing it in towards A, but for whatever reason, Lynn Vision were actually able to get into position before them. And the fact that you get a round where all 5 stay alive, and that was a full-on gun round for both teams, this is going to do wonders for both your economy and your confidence on the side of Lynn Vision.
Tried to get sneaky with the boost there. But the deep T-Molly, T-Smoke rather. Actually, it's the CT Smoke? The mix of both, whatever it is. Made it a little awkward, made the jump sound, and didn't commit to the boost. TYLOO.
I was going to say the TC Smoke, but I'm not sure Complexity came up with it. Sorry. That was probably not one of my best ones.
It was a good attempt,
Thank you.
The slam dunk, not quite there, but look, we'll take a layup. All right, what do we got? Good utility, still getting held on to for Lynn Vision. They are giving a lot of space at bracket, though, and there's no way for them to get that extra information. But these mollies will force them to where Lynn Vision want them to go. And Call Me Sue has to refocus over towards CT, but he has nowhere to fall back from, and that's an awkward fight to take on that angle. Mercury takes advantage of the peak, and LVG now tucked away on A, trying to get any information from that church all the way to CT spawn to figure out exactly where the bomb is going to be heading. And it looks like that navigation sends TYLOO back to A. Starry, first point of contact. Amelia up on the box, will be slightly more exposed here for that wrap around, and they can't quite find the first man. Attacker looking to create the space, will fall. Starry Good cover to play with, and Amelia tucks his way back on site, but the bomb needs to be planted. And Westmelon, he's still here. He can stop it. If he can find an angle, oh, can't quite do it. Mosey doesn't get it done with the peak, locked into the corner. And that'll be another round to equalize once more. 10 apiece as LVG take another.
It's still such an effort, though, right? Amelia and Starry, they just hold on in such a spectacular way. That was a good call from TYLOO, by the way. The moment that you catch that rifle in towards CT, and you realize this is one of the B players, you're like, well, they were starting so many times with the AVP in towards B. There is a big chance that they've done it again, right? So you read it, right? You go back into the A bomb side. Those CTs are just stuck on the bomb side and the crossfire, which I guess just relies on both of them winning the fights, but they do. They get away with 3 kills combined. What a hold that was, and what a round from Lynn Vision to pick up. The score is leveled up. Another tactical timeout coming out for the side of TYLOO, and they should be thanking their gods for that bomb plant, because if it wasn't for it, the buy round wouldn't have been as perfect. And I say it's perfect. I think Attacker is still taking a bit of a hit. He's going to be downgraded to a Tech 9, and this is everything that they have in the bank accounts. If Lynn Vision keep winning rounds, I mean, I say if they keep winning rounds, if they win this one and they don't let the T's get to a bomb plant, this one could be running away here. Yeah,
a solid showing. Great comms, great calls, but unfortunately they just didn't quite lock it in for TYLOO. It was a well-played round from Lynn Vision to get that aggression and be able to wrap their way back up in time. Mid-smoke comes through off the back of a TYLOO tactical. And LVG, they're already halfway down. Starry is taking no utility with him here. Knows that it could be quite dangerous. Westmelon catches Attacker up on the half wall. And that's going to be the bomb on the ground. CT's looking to scrim for it. Happy to keep on fighting. Starry falls to Mercury eventually, but G comes through with the goods. Almost gets it all done. But again, Amelia only goes 2 for 1. And now we got a 1v1 with Mosea up against Zaka, who is not ready for the rotation already, but it's an AWP, and you've only got that one shot to strike true. And Mosea swings through the shot, gets an 11th, and that round got way too close for comfort.
I don't believe it. I just can't believe it. He had the map in the palm of his hands and he just missed an AWP shot. This is so difficult to accept, by the way. If you're Lynn Vision, you need a tactical timeout. You need to take a breath, because that felt like your round for the taking. They had no clue. And this is such a tough one, by the way, if you're Zacher, because you know you played it well. You know you put yourself in the best position. And you don't want to let that round get into your head, right? Because it's still a winnable game. It's still a 10-11. You're only 1 round behind. You have enough money to go for another reinvestment. You know you still got 4 kills. The T's are going to have I guess, arguably a worse buy than you will going into this round. But you just got to pretend like this didn't happen. Lynn Vision, this round, it had so many back and forths in it. And you were so close, but yet so far. You got to stay focused, though.
They tried. They tried their hardest. But you got to hit them. You have to hit them. And what do we got? Mid-smoke and banana smoke both getting blown early for LVG. But TYLOO are not respecting the one at banana. Call Me Sue trying to get out of dodge. Good HE. Should get a chunk of damage done that will. But the T's are not stopping. They're flooding right on in. Call Me Sue can't see a damn thing, but he's got Westmelon to lock in for 3, running in through that CT smoke. And now that's the bomb down in a very precarious position. Starry down second mid, going to stop the rotate all the way around. And Mercury as well, just flushed out of that corner, taking a huge chunk of damage from the incendiary. And this round should be done. Starry, great timing. They put the bloody view model in the way.
This feels like the Hunger Games now if you're Mercury, by the way. 26 HP, 1v4, your team has no money. The bomb is dropped into her poo, and you know you're surrounded. It definitely feels like there's no way for him to actually stay alive and hold on to the rifle. Might as well just wait for the smoke and try and take a couple guns down. Definitely doesn't feel like he's going to be able to run away with his life even. And in the last round, sure, the bomb was dropped in a really weird position for TYLOO. They were able to force their way through and, I guess, recover in a way, but this one just didn't feel like it was possible. Another fantastic, phenomenal hold coming out of the IGL of Westmelon. And Mercury, as we said, we'll give this one a go. We'll try and get a couple guns out of their hands, but it's the USP through the smoke of all weapons to actually shut him down. Lynn Vision. I know it's been a little bit scrappy in some of those rounds, Mac, but one thing we gotta give them credit for. The rounds that they've been winning have been, the majority of them, incredibly clean on that CT side.
Yeah. It's crazy that no teams actually managed to, you know, fully build an economy. Lynn Visions looks good, but again, you know, I guess there is only one more round of regulation after this, so they should be right. TYLOO, on the other hand, they've gone all in. They're going for the win right here, right now. 2 AKs and not a lot of utility to do it, but you don't need utility with shots like that. Oh. 1D down mid against the AWP. You don't see that every day.
I'm not sure how good their Portuguese is, but there definitely was a Keota being thrown in there with that peak. That was insane from Attacker.
Oh, no.
Poor Attacker, man.
Look at this risk as well. They've gone off of B, Call Me Sue playing at range, trying to stack that A site, thinking that it might be a faster approach that way. He will be able to make his way back in time. Oh, I think he's been spotted. Smoke goes down, but the T's, they can just run through that. They don't. They respect it this time. And Call Me Sue, I think he only saw one of the T's there. So there's not a huge amount of information. But in the meanwhile, you've got Lynn Vision fully clearing out mid. Brackets has got no one there. And now we've got an aggressive maneuver starting from Westmelon. So fast flank up Banana, but they've got about 3 seconds to try to make that happen effectively.
Yep, Attacker's lagged out as well, so it's a 4v4. Komisu gonna be all alone, needs a multi-kill out of this. Flash, actually, coming in from the D side is gonna help him out a little bit. A lot of damage being done. He collects a double, looking for a third. Finally refragged, but the support comes in time, and Komisu all alone towards the back of the bomb site is the one you call when you need someone to hold on to B.
Hold up, I think that was actually Westmelon's flash. No one was holding deep Banana, so he threw that in front of New Box. Yeah, no, it was from Banana.
Yeah, from
he was running up Banana and managed to throw the flash in front of New Box.
That is the flash of the century, by the way.
That's like no one from Lynn Vision, I mean, no one from TYLOO actually was holding Banana, so he was able to get that util off for free. That's crazy timing on that one. Fully doesn't blind him because he's sitting towards backside at the pillar. And it was enough to get like those first two and then everything else to follow through. That was a nuts hold, a nuts play. And we're going into a tech pause. I'd probably punch my monitor if I was Lynn Vision as well. Let's be real.
That's insane. I thought in the midst of it, I just thought that was a failed T-side flash. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you're saying, right? Because they were pushing Banana. And if he was actually able to flash from bottom Banana, from T-ramp, to set up Kolsu for that, I mean, he gets only a double, but he tagged down both the third and the fourth player to an assist range, right? So if he was the one to actually set him up with a flash, this is the flash that wins them the round. This is the flash that could end up winning them the map. And it's just so unfortunate again for TYLOO, by the way. Attacker just disconnected midway through, right before they went for that B play.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough out there. But look, it's worked out well. Westmelon with the God positioning, even just, you know, with that new roof being, well, newish roof rather, on Inferno being there, stops you from having the ability to throw that flash so easily over the B site at all. You know, the fact that he got close enough to get a flash off is kind of crazy.
Yeah. That's why I didn't think it was even possible. My man's McQueen. He's so quick.
Yeah.
And now, by the way, officially, as we're into a technical timeout, Lynn Vision, again, are playing a 24-round map of Counter-Strike at least today. This is their fourth.
That's true.
They are,
and we might be going to OT. You never know. Anything could happen, and we do know that TYLOO's money wasn't in the greatest way going into that round. So,
you know what's the fun part about all of it? If you ask Lynn Vision, they probably don't remember what happened on the first Inferno they played today, because it was such a long time ago. It's one of those days where you just play, you play more than 100 rounds of Counter-Strike, and you just, everything goes together. You can't make the difference between one map or the other.
Yeah, it just all like melts into one.
Yep.
It's a classic. All right, well, I think cool, we got no ETA. but we do have a stream delay slowly catching up, so we can actually catch what this flash was from Westmelon.
Okay, so we're gonna wait
30 seconds on it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a almost an instant replay, but a well-timed replay. You know what I mean?
It's
and we can give you the run.
It's a
rundown.
respectfully delayed replay.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost an instant replay is the right way to put it. But yeah, I mean, the 12-11 lead, you get Lynn Vision get themselves into a really good position. Actually, a good moment to check out what is going on over at the C stream, where it's actually, well, the A stream for this qualifier. And, well, Atox currently have an 11-8 lead on Nuke against the Hunts. There's map 1 there as well. The Hunts is map pick as well, but they're trying to muster up a bit of a comeback as of right now.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Not the comeback, the flash. So
yeah,
somehow that was coordinated enough that Westmelon must have called that the flash was coming. So Call Me Sue was like hidden enough behind the pillar that he wasn't going to get blinded with a flash that like landed above oranges. So it came through just popped above oranges, well timed and well placed, and it was enough to get those first 2 kills. That's crazy.
So you wanna tell me that Westmelon, well, bar being a 23-15, I think he was in-game leader right now, or 23-14. He did single-handedly win them the map with that flash just now.
Yeah, you could probably say that. Maybe the technical issue didn't help TYLOO either, but the fact that no one was there to be able to shoot back, or no one had vision to shoot back, that certainly adds to it.
That is crazy. I mean,
damn, I love Counter-Strike. I love moments like that. That feels way more puggy, but that's like an intuitive moment, you know, where someone's like, okay, well, you know, I got you. You know, try and live for 5 seconds. I'll be there. And the fact, I think the timing of it as well. Someone was watching from car, like down banana, but as the hit was happening, they moved to throw some utility or, you know, go for the trade. Oh, that's a very rough timing for TYLOO. This is a VOD or a demo that they're not going to want to watch. You know, they're going to be like, are you kidding? That's
you know
what happened?
I think even if you win this map, it still falls into that category in a way.
Yeah.
I still think it's difficult to watch back, but yeah, if you're Lynn Vision, you're still going to be proud of it. And hey, you know what? You have a blame F on the team. They're never going to be able to catch you off guard like that. You're always going to have someone watching your back, but Lynn Vision stealing this one away, and we did get some information saying that we should be able to actually jump right into the server fairly shortly. And oh, as I say that, no, it's back to us.
Hello.
And now it's back to the server. Hey, Counter-Strike time.
We got you. You all got pranked, huh? Congratulations. Yeah. Enjoy your Tuesday. But look, yes, potentially 1 round left, potentially like 7 rounds left. Let's see where we end up at the end of this one.
It's a scrappy buy as well. Only the Tech 9's a bit to 50 even for Jee as he opts for that extra bit of util. It has to be a pop play. It has to be a set piece coming out of TYLOO, and you're just hoping that Lynn Vision give you an opening. You're just hoping that they're not going to be focused on 100%, but leaving the Operant towards top of that, I mean, even if you flash him away, he's just going to fall back, right? He's not going to go for the re-peek.
Oh, what's going on here? Are TYLOO all in? They've gone for the CT smoke all the way from spawn, trying to sell it. Jam Young goes up with it to just try and at least, you know, just stop those rotations. Amelia halfway on the rotation, leaves Starry solo here, scrimming from that smoke at library, leaves Starry all alone, and he's got many angles to cover. Nice high-low swing there, even though he snatched one away. The site is now in the hands of TYLOO, and they could be saving it. Westmelon takes out Mercury, and there's going to be at least 2 Tech 9. No, like this. Jam Young could save the day. 9 points of health, but that will be that. Call Me Sue coming through with a body block for Zaka to snatch it, and that is going to be 13-11. What a performance out of TYLOO to bring that one back. Lynn Vision, rather, to close it out.
I mean, what a performance from TYLOO to bring it back, and then from Lynn Vision to close it out, right? That was such a back and forth. It was the definition of carnage this game, and it felt like even towards the end with the Tech 9s, they were going to somehow make it work that TYLOO could definitely benefit from. We did see a couple good plays aggressively on that Inferno map, and we did see that TYLOO are not shying away from going for those opening fights and putting themselves in those advantageous 5v4, 5v3 situations and trying to push Live Vision back into their own spawn. The question here is, will they be able to do that on the CT side of one of Live Vision's best maps?
Let's figure that one out together, huh? It is time, and it is a different setup for TYLOO. We're going double-ended donut. They're very ready for the approach that Live Vision are taking, except they're going straight through their own smoke at Red Room. Smoke comes through for Mercury that kind of allows them just to go for the full wrap to B, and it's only Mosaic here. Over towards Long, gets double dinked instantly straight out of that one. So the bomb plant should go down. We got a 4v4 and a curious attempt at a retake. And also, Tommy Sue was lurking at the bottom of mid, but elbow player gone means this could be easier on the retake for TYLOO.
Yeah, instantly deleted. Diffuse kit available as well for Mercury, and with the 4v3 coming in play, they have all the chances to pull this one off.
Shot from G. Bringing it to that. Oh, 2v4, but make it more Starry. Going to be getting some work done on the ramp. A 1-for-1 makes his job done, but Attacker locks it down, finding Westmelon with the off angle, the awkward moment over at the vent in the cave, and that's going to be 1-0. TYLOO taking the pistol is going to put him in a good position, but they're going to need a few more to convince us of this one.
It did look a little bit funny there for a second, by the way, right? The moment that the CTs actually spot the Ts running through the red smoke, and they just smoke themselves off in towards CT spawn to try and block them off of going in towards A, but they didn't actually realize that's how you redirect them in towards the bomb side that had only one defender, right? So it's kind of like TYLOO actually helped Live Vision in a way to get that bomb down, but at least they make the retake work, and because of the bomb plan, Live Vision will decide to actually go for a half buy, actually. Upgraded pistols, the Eagles. You did have enough money to go into a force buy if you really wanted to, but I guess you still feel fairly comfortable with putting some of those individuals on the Deeks, hoping that they get a couple guns out of the hands of TYLOO, inflict some economical damage.
Good timing on the swing. But the bomb has got its way to a 2v1 over towards A. Attacker with or G rather, with the A1S hit. Gonna have the perfect tool for the job.
Ooh.
And Starry has the timing. No good with the off angle. That's looking all but locked in. Call Me Sue got his hands on an MP9, but that is just a prize he won't be carrying across to round number 3. TYLOO keeping it relatively clean there, and will carry every rifle that was taken in across to the next.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want if you're TYLOO, right? You're almost happy that Live Vision did actually call for the eco, even though they will be bringing in the big guns now. You get the pistol round, you get the second one fairly cleanly as well. So now you have a little bit of that financial buffer. It's not like you build up the perfect economy ever, but you still have 4 players on rifles, 1 on an MP9, and a couple of you can reinvest if something goes wrong. It's up to Live Vision now. You made the decision, bar the forest buy, or bar the bomb plan actually, not to go for a forest buy, sorry. That means that you had a specific idea on what you want to do. You wanted to get onto the guns as quickly as possible, and early doors, it doesn't look perfect.
Ooh, good positioning from Attacker could save this round, and the bomb as well being left in spawn makes things incredibly awkward. TYLOO already thinking about going for the retake. See you later onto Zaka. And just like that, the bomb still needs to make its way through. Attacker finally found, which makes things that little bit easier. Amelia doing work on site and finding the push in from the CTs. Man advantage swings back in favor of LVG. They've still got mid control, not worried about Donut. They're thinking about it. They just don't know where Mosea's been coming from. He's got a flash. He's got the element of surprise on his side right now. But Amelia has been very solid. And that's going to be Westmelon at range to take it out. Actually, the flank activating. That was a weird one. That was an odd round.
That was really fun, right? Because and I say fun. It's fun in a really specific way. You know what I mean? They just didn't feel comfortable planting the bomb, but I actually like that from Amelia there. Amelia had a phenomenal round all alone towards the back of the A bomb side, and it was starting to look a little bit funky, right? The rotation's coming in, Attacker's still alive on the boost. Amelia just takes care of all of it single-handedly. A big round coming in from Live Vision, and that's exactly what you needed, right? A 4v5, you're forced to go for the A reaction, and the CTs just didn't seem to realize middle was a possibility, and now TYLOO regardless of the money that I actually had in reserve, this buy is still far from perfect. Only one M4 in the mix.
Starry still has the lane control. Thanks to this smoke being a little bit wider. Whoa, awkward. The timing not favoring him this time. And TYLOO looking pretty good. Well set up to try and close out this round. LVG very slow towards the bottom of mid. That refreshed elbow smoke has just kept them out for a bit too long. If they can get past Jam Young here, I feel like that's going to be their only kind of into the round. And they've got the tools for the job. One tap possible with the AK. Oh, spotted. And Jam Young. Oh, it's an awkward fight to have to take here. Molly forces him into the open, but the CT flash buys him time, but not space to get away. And now with that pick, the world's their oyster, but they've got limited time to try and crack it open.
Yeah, we got to pick up the pace a little bit, but the thing is, Mercury is just too afraid to go for a peek. He doesn't really know where they've gotten off to, right? They could be in towards Donut. They could have fallen back in towards T-spawn. They could have pushed back in towards Red. And attackers now starting to realize that this becomes so much more uncomfortable with the steps coming in from CT spawn.
This is like the only paths they could have taken to success in this round. They've taken every single one of them. Great entries found. The CT's unable to stop them from awkward positions to deal with the CT wrap in. Just like that, man advantage swings back, but Mosea's coming in from a main and should be able to find a free one behind Zaka, who's not ready in the lineups there as well. So we got the round turning on its head again. Call Me Sue from Big Box has now been seen and will isolate the fights, but not connect. Big retake out of TYLOO to bring that round back from the midst of defeat. That was a bit of an awkward one, but they get the job done.
You know what? It's kind of watching those types of games. It kind of feels like a Russian roulette sometimes, right? You never know what's gonna happen. You just feel like you just feel like TYLOO won the round. Then you're looking at Jam Young, and I was actually gonna hype him up for getting that double kill, being so aggressive. You probably don't want him to be jiggling that angle though towards the left-hand side and towards heaven, right? This is the only way he gives himself away, or he gives Lynn Vision a chance to deal with him. They deal with him. They find the perfect way back into the round. And in 3v2 post-plan, they somehow end up giving it back away. And TYLOO, I mean, they're going to be so happy with this one. It was a round that they were probably supposed to win in the first place. They converted back. Because of the bomb plan, of course, Lynn Vision will give this one a go again with the investment. A lot of those players, though, already tagged down by the util. You were right, though. Chinese Counter-Strike is something else, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I didn't think that there was any world where TYLOO won that round, and then we saw, you know, it almost happened.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen. So
it's like I don't know if you've ever seen a good example of a Turkish drama series, a TV series.
Just like Bollywood. Like, obviously that's not Turkish, but you know what I mean?
No, it's a little bit different. There is some similarities, but it's just really dramatic, and you never know what's gonna happen. And then suddenly you realize that the history teacher is the father. It's kind of like it's the craziest thing you could think of, the craziest ideas. This is what it feels like. It's impossible to write, and if anyone can write a script like this one, well, they need to go and get checked. But that's why we love it. You can never know what's going to happen.
You know, maybe that's the kind of script that we get when they're trying to write in English, but they speak Mandarin, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Bit of damage going through the smoke both ways. Down to the 4v4 with 20 on the clock, and we are going to see the wrap from Zaka. Staying sneaky, though, so he doesn't get fast flanked. Mercury going to make his move in a moment. G can't hold from the big box, and Attacker again is going to be up on the boost. That's what, 3 rounds in a row. Lynn Vision very much aware for it, and there's time to get this one down. Mosea 1v2 going to be smoked off, but dealt with. Good trade game coming out from Westmelon, swinging with his teammate, and that'll be a second on the board. A much needed T round for LVG.
Yeah, absolutely, and a really impactful round from Westmelon as well, right? We were saying his name so much on the previous map as well, not only being the in-game leader, but especially on that Inferno, he was actually the main input of frags as well when you think about it, right? Ended up or finished off the map, top of the board, top of the server as well, 24 and 15 for the IGL, and now comes in clutch with a big double. And as you said, now we've seen Attacker play the boost 3 times in a row. might be time to switch it up a bit. It is a really good position, especially when you're not alone, and he hasn't really been alone in a lot of those rounds, but at this point, you can just see Lynn Vision. The moment they make their way into the A bomb site and they don't see attacker, they're just instantly clearing the boost.
Yeah. Great utility usage from them there as well. Just mollying the vent, making sure whoever that was, Mosaic, over towards Cheetah, was fully isolated in the aggressive position. Mac 10, perfect weapon for the job up against the anti-eco. No armor. And those bullets will tear you to shreds. Call me Sue. Onto attacker. Happy to grab another, and they realize it's this full eco. Like the call. Just get that bomb, regroup, fight together, and make sure you lose as minimal amount of weaponry as possible. Westmelon going to be dropping his, but I believe that was just the Mac 10. And it's looking good. Zaka just going to use that as bait. Try to keep his eyes on it. And we'll spot Mercury over towards Red Room. Should be easy pickings from here. And it should be a third found in a moment.
Yeah. It is starting to look a little bit more solid now, slowly but surely, for the Lynn Vision side. Zacher will get dinked in the process by the USP, but still able to stay alive. As you pointed out, the only gun that you lose is a Mac 10, and Westmelon actually repurchases into another one. What is the spawn like? He doesn't have the first spawn for middle, doesn't have the first spawn for B. Once you have the money to have everyone on an AK though, but you still have your IGL out of all people on a Mac 10, that means that you have a really specific idea on what you want to do right now. So potentially a grouped up set call off of spawn. That's what it looks like. It's going to be a straight up A rush.
G has that incendiary, which will buy a couple of seconds, but the CT's also close with so much prio put towards mid. It's going to be quick rotations, and G happily taking him through that CT smoke. Mate, they needed some supportive util to get out of that one. And I don't see LVG getting back into this round, but if it is going to be anyone, it's probably Westmelon on the flank. Upgrading to the M4. Mercury standing on the off angle is not going to be cleared. And this is going to be difficult for Zaka on 8 points of health. If anything, his only opportunity will be if TYLOO completely split up. And at the moment, look, they're in just positions to at least be tradable, but just to try and find that information. And Zach is going to go around the world? Or maybe just save. We'll see.
I'd be surprised if he's actually looking into this one. On 8 HP, that would be optimistic, to say the least. Hopeful.
That is true.
Really.
That is true. But it is trying CS. So
yeah, I know. We
never know.
We like defying all laws of physics in Counter-Strike. Maybe he just waited for 20 seconds in B doors to make us think that he's saving, and now he's gonna get a move on and he's gonna try and go for a kill. He is moving forward. Okay, he just didn't like his previous cubby as much. That's the spot. Look, they can save as well, Mac.
And that'll be what we're getting. AK into the next. The money's looking pretty healthy for LVG. And with Zaka having 3k in the back pocket, you can fully reinvest in that utility. But he carrying bloody 4k across to the next with that one. Maybe even a bit more. I think he picked up a molly towards the end.
Yeah. Don't mind the approach, by the way, from Lynn Vision, I gotta say. It was a great reaction out of TYLOO, and they were able to stop them in their tracks. But if you're Lynn Vision, you understand why they wanted to go for a play like this, right? You want to counter that heavy mid presence and go for a dedicated side hit. Didn't work out, though. TYLOO have been really stacked up in towards that A-bomb side at the start of every single round. You can see it on the minimap again. Attacker and G, pretty much every single round, they've been starting it together. So I think if you're Lynn Vision, might be time to start exploring your options in towards middle and in towards B a little bit more.
Ooh, nice HE. Doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would. It's mid-round, just going real slow. Yeah, it seems to be. They seem to love him.
And attacker is on A again with G.
Boosted
They're redefining the meta right now, by the way. Just playing with 2 and towards the A-bomb side every single time. And the crazy part is Lynn Vision have been running into it, but hold on a second. Nope, never mind. It's A again.
Unless they fake that it's A, go through the mid smoke once more, and then go for the full wrap to B if they can get past Jam Young. Bomb still not quite making its way across. Amelia, or Call Me Sue rather, going to be that lurker over towards A main. Unless that was just a sell that they couldn't sell properly. Zaka posted and ready for a swing from long, but the B-site defender's not quite rotating. 20 on the clock. LVG leaving this incredibly late. Bomb now goes down over towards Donut, and Attacker can't get more than just that single kill. So things go south real quick for TYLOO, who again just didn't look for any information off the back of that pick towards CT. But LVG, they're just doing it again and again. And it seems like TYLOO, they're just going to be opting for the save. A little bit of money in the back pocket. So they should be able to get some half by going around the rifles into the next. But LVG, again, with what has been kind of working, kind of not working, works this time. And we got a tied game again at 4 apiece.
Yeah, I guess at this point it becomes so difficult to read as well what exactly they want to do, right? Because it feels like if you're TYLOO, you've had so many players in towards the A-bomb side so many times, you're kind of expecting them to try and hit B at this point. And then they make a little bit of noise in towards the cave. They push you away from the lane position. You have no vision. You have nothing in towards A. You have nothing in towards mid. You have nothing in towards Donut. It just feels like TYLOO are waiting from the back of the sides and hoping that their fate is going to be the one they're going to be happy about, right? Not really taking as much initiative in the last couple of rounds, which I think is quite the opposite of what we expected, right? And it's quite the opposite of how things started on the CT side. It started as a really explosive, proactive, fighting for map control CT side here from TYLOO. The last couple of rounds have been a bit more, I don't want to say stagnant, because it's not without a reason, and it's not like being slow and just playing from the back of the side has not been working out for them, but eventually, you gotta feel like Lynn Vision will start taking advantage of all the space that's been offered to them.
I want to see a bit more creativity, I think, from TYLOO. Or at least just try and find a way to take that mid control better. You know, the success that they have found is when they do take that mid control. But LVG, I guess, look, I'd also say that their lane control hasn't been super great. You know, they're just slotting like one person in there, hanging around elbow. Nothing super special. Those flashes never come. It is just going to be dry, pushed out mid. Amelia able to find one, but then gets done. Oh, and Mercury's hunting for the finish on that one, but it's Attacker to do it from over near the donut side. And we do see the man advantage get doubled with that pick. Mosea locking down the B hit, which finally comes through. And LVG, they will have at least a 2v2 towards this side of the map.
Yeah, you probably thought that there was going to be a double cave setup as well, right? The fact that Mercury was making so much noise with the MP9 and he was almost ready to throw himself through the smoke. It just felt like Mosea was probably in there too. That's the reason Westmelon overlooks the angle and they're stuck in a 2v4. The good news is, if they just contact up the round, they're still going to have a couple individual fights. Mosea needs to be careful. He was in the middle of nowhere. Might have been seen as well.
I don't know if they're aware, but they can plot Call Me Sue deeper in the site with this one. He is very, very cautious of this push into tunnels. But there's eyes on this position. And things get harder. Zaka will be pre-scoped. Makes his way in just in time. Good trade on the Mosea. And a molly towards ramp will secure the plant. And some extra funding towards the next round. Molly at short side. It's all down to the timing. But Mercury, you're going to be able to find a dink through the smoke. Already softening Zaka up. But the bomb's certainly not planted for long here. And things will get awkward with the ramp push coming through. Oh, there's that second man. Attacker gets the job done eventually. And 3 will survive. TYLOO doing well now on the CT side. Able to trade these rounds constantly is looking pretty good for them.
Definitely is. Sure, so and that's the conversation we were having as well, right? It felt like at the start of the half that the aggression worked out so well for them. It didn't feel like it was necessary for them to stop going for those plays, right? You fight for middle, you get a 1-for-1 refrag, then the cave player does their job as well. You counter that attempted reaction in towards B lane. It just felt like they were aware of all the possibilities at all times here at TYLOO. Even when you allowed the T's to walk up the B bomb side, this is what it was, right? You allowed them to do so. You were still aware of the possibility. You were still holding for the peaks. At no time did it feel like Lynn Vision were actually surprising you in any way, shape, or form. That's exactly how this round starts as well. Attacked her with a lovely opener in towards middle.
Love to see it for sure. Ooh, okay. Missed shot from G. Not something you want to see if you're a TYLOO fan. There's not a lot of util to get into sight here. It's going to be suns out, guns out, and the damage is not quite enough. Attacker locking it in from short. And that's going to be 6 on the board. Potential for 8-4 to be the scoreline at the half. And that'll set
Great
TYLOO
impact.
up for success in that second.
Yeah, great impact by Attacker on the CT side as well. He's been finding his form. Had a couple lackluster moments maybe on the CT side of Inferno. Made us scratch our heads a little bit at times about his how his individual form is going to be going into this one. But it's always nice to see, right? Especially when we're talking about, again, one of the most probably respected names in Chinese Counter-Strike. You want to see that he's going to be able to punch hard on some occasions. And so far, he really has been. In TYLOO, you got to feel like they're going to get 7. Potentially, could even get 8 out of this one. And I know you don't want to say it, but I will say it. Can you smell the 3-mapper?
At the moment, I can.
Yeah.
Smells pretty good though because it's train at the end. It's nothing, nothing silly, nothing slow. Whereas this ancient, you know, hasn't been too slow. We've had some longer rounds than usual, considering LVG are playing really passive towards the bottom of mid for the most part. But yeah, TYLOO. Once LVG started to go B, they've sort of been running away with these rounds, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It just feels like, exactly as we anticipated, the CT side of Ancient kind of just suits them, right, as a team. They're really showing that's the case. G again, trying to get aggressive with the AWP, able to get the shot. In the meantime, though, they have lost Mercury in towards the cave. So for the first time in a while, the T's have gotten 1-for-1, and look at that A bomb side push.
Oh, good timing on the swing. Call me Sue. Gonna find some impact. But no one's watching this push out of Temple, and Jam Young might be able to catch the perfect timing. Swinging. Ooh. Sneaks his way to new box. And no one is aware of this at all, but the CT slowly creeping in from A main. May have been heard. Good line found. Zaka down. And back to the 3v3 we go. There is going to be good util for the retake. Smoke goes down on the bomb. Molly deep on the line. Doesn't hit. It goes off the edge. It's G across the top to try and get this one done. And he's going to do almost enough. But now it's going to be the flank coming through. Starry trying to line this one up. But the box is going to be in the way. And Jam Young won't go down. What a way to end the half with a little bit of chaos. We are back at it again for the second half of Ancient, and TYLOO is very interested in taking us all the way to Train, booking some tickets there. But there's a second half of Counter-Strike, and we know that LVG are very good at this map, and they're playing something very curious. Triple Donut, not something you'd expect every day, and they're going to be fighting this one together. Already spotted by Call Me Sue, and already dealt with by Zaka and Amelia. This mid push has been collapsed on, and TYLOO didn't last longer than 30 seconds.
What a call. I mean, if they weren't playing for such a long time, I'd say, what an anti. If they didn't have a previous best of 3, and if they knew they were going to be playing against TYLOO, I mean, that to me just screams straight up anti-pistol, right? When was the last time you've seen a team call a CT side pistol triple donut on the CT side with one more being cave, by the way, and pushing him from heaven in the meantime? They were just ready for the fight. They were one step ahead. The pistol round started and it ended in an instant. Okay. We are listening. I am ready for the comeback. I don't know how you're feeling about this one, Mac, but I am ready. I can smell it.
I could smell Train, but after that round, I can smell Train less. But if TYLOO pulls something crazy with Glocks this round, then I can smell Train again. You know, that's the...
Does Train smell like oil?
Yeah, burnt metal, burnt rubber as well. You know, at the train stations, they're usually stopping a lot, so...
That sounds ecological.
Slow it down. Yeah. Yeah. Depends on if it's, you know, a cold train, a gas train, or if it's a bloody electric train, which is,
I can tell you for a fact. Bulgaria is that developed that this is exactly what trains smell like still.
Okay. There we go.
We're so modern. Yeah. The fastest train here, it's almost as quick as the turtle from... the turtle in Bunny Race story. But hey, the turtle did win the race.
Oh, the turtle and the hare.
Yeah. You call it a hare? Yeah, it's we just have the same word. We just
I think that's
bunny.
the name of it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's almost Easter, and these bunnies are hopping, except not on Subtick. But look, Mercury and G, good luck, mate. Trying to play this one together, but I feel like LVG are kind of happy just to let you die after time. You kind of got to be the ones to make that move. But it's Amelia with the MP9 to snatch the kills away, get the extra cash in the back pocket. You love to see it. And it feels like LVG have not been embracing the famous meta. You know, where we've seen a lot of pros, especially over Kato, really embracing the new famous, and it's been working incredibly well on anti-ecos. But LVG, they're not that guy.
You know what? I'm not that guy either, so I respect it. Yeah, straight up. MP9 gang. Let's go. If you have the money for a rifle, just go for an M4. If you don't, go for an MP9. It's better. Starry. First buy round, though, and he's going for the M4A4. He's embracing that meta. Going for the aggressive play. I'm not sure if they've spotted him out, but Mercury, in the meantime, will drop one through the smoke. The crunch is still happening, but it's just failing.
Oh, gee. Close range swing with that one. Crazy decision, and he'll go down to 22 for that one. But again, yes, that smoke extinguishing the molly at heaven definitely kept TYLOO guessing.
Big kill.
They're going to have to keep on guessing here. Ooh, okay. G stops the push down ramp at least for a moment. So we're down to the 2v4, but that could change in a moment. Mercury tucked away in the cutout at lane. One bullet and he's done. And the bomb, in the meanwhile, is going to gravitate to A.
If they get the kill early enough, and the bomb is not planted yet, they might give this one a go, but if Mercury gets one, they just call it off instantly. Okay, do you want to go? I think you do.
They're looking. They seem to be aware of what's going on here. Nothing at mid, molly into donut. Gives you space, because that molly will tell you that no one's actually at the back of donut, or shouldn't be.
You've heard a player on the boost.
Don't know if they heard the drop, though. But the shot allows Mosea to take full... G, rather. No? Mosea. Oh, we're fixed with the numbers now. Beautiful. Mosea in A main. G looking to wrap his way through Temple side. Starry gets shot at from CT, and that time's ticked away too much without anyone giving LVG anything. TYLOO will be able to lock in their first round for the half. That's 9 on the board. That's a solid start. And a 3-round gap. But we'll see if Call Me Sue will be allowed to save the AWP. Yeah, TYLOO not going near mid, worrying about their own economy. G will just barely get away with 2 points of health. And there you go, 6-9.
Yeah, good awareness there from the player on the boost, by the way, to just drop main instantly. Had he stayed on the boost, that was probably the only way that the CTs would have given it a go, right? If they just pre-fire it straight away and they get that kill, you can sure as hell put your money on the fact that they were trying to get away with that defuse. And maybe if they had a smoke as well, would have helped out, but at least you're able to hold on to the AVP. You have a bunch of rifles in the mix as well. You tried to go for something more aggressive. It didn't really work out. Felt a little bit disconnected, but you get a second shot at it. It is really important that you don't lose this round, though.
Ooh, jumping across that spray. Mercury lucky to be unfazed. And it looks like it will be a late attempt at mid control for TYLOO, but that mid window smoke has missed. So Starry has every bit of information he could ask for and more. Amelia, in the meanwhile, has gone down really early on towards A main. So LVG have to figure out where they want to put their pieces. That smoke should fade shortly. And Mercury reveals his hand there towards heaven. Oh, missed chance. Zaka flicks a little too far with the wall in the way.
Oh yeah, he tagged him. He just tags him for 37 HP. This is really weird there. Probably felt like he should have had the kill, but as you said, shot through the wall. They are still gambling on this one, and they seem to have the right read. The bomb is still dropped in towards the B lobby. If the T's want to group up and go for a B play, Lynn Vision are going to have 3 people here. They've just left the AWP solo in towards A, and as they say that, the bomb is starting to make its way back. If they just throw in some utility in towards B, by the way, Lynn Vision are not moving a muscle. They could buy it instantaneously, and by the looks of things, it's just going to be down to Zachary. He needs to hold on his own.
That timing on the smoke is great, except the bomb's going the other way. Nice little pop flash. Won't connect onto Zaka, who's deeper towards Temple side. Missed chances, missed opportunities, going fleeting time after time for him in the molly. Forcing him back, giving so much space with little time for TYLOO to get this one down. We've got a 5v4 and a post-plant LVG. They're already hanging at B. They're giving this one up. TYLOO get to the double digits first again.
Yeah, a couple missed opportunities, right? Zachar, if you get 1 kill out of this one, then maybe they would have given it a thought in, but the moment that you miss a couple, you're just calling this one off. You got to take care of the money, and now this is starting to become a much more stressful game for Lynn Vision, right? All of those situations that we were talking about midway through map 1, where both those teams were, I guess, willing to risk it a little bit more financially to go for some of those retakes. This is not map 1 anymore. You have a lead. You still feel like you have an opportunity on the CT side. You're not going to risk it if you're Lynn Vision. You're down 6-9, now 6-10. You want to take care of the money. You don't want this one to be going to Train. Train feels like contested territory, right? For both those teams, obviously it is, but if you're Lynn Vision, you probably feel like you should have had a lot more control of this second map, and you probably still have a lot of confidence put into your CT side, but it hasn't really been going to plan. And when you think about how terrifying the unknown is, and how big of an unknown Train is, if you're Lynn Vision, yeah, you go for a tactical timeout. You want to try your best to salvage this Ancient.
I think you're on the money with that for sure. Let's see what we end up getting out of LVG after a tactical like this. It's arguably in a situation where it's almost do or die. TYLOO still need 3 rounds. So there's not a lot of room to make those mistakes. And they really need to lock in right now. And with 2 MP9s, that can certainly be difficult. TYLOO, on the other hand, not even worrying about going for that AWP. Just happy to play with the AKs, happy to have that firepower. And G as well, 14-9. Look, if you're hitting numbers like that and you're the AWPer and you don't have to AWP, well, why bother? Elbow smoke goes down, and Starry again going to be fighting very aggressively over towards Heaven. Mercury sprayed down, playing around the smoke here. Won't be able to make his way forward. And Westmelon finds him. MP9s both finding impact, getting up in the grills of TYLOO, who are making their way out A. But with a man advantage, LVG going to be going for this for sure.
Yeah, the bomb is going to be a little bit late. Amelia thinking about pushing through the smoke with the AVP. Actually, on a second note, decides to calm down for a little bit, and Komisu's gonna get one kill through the smoke. She with a refrag. Mosiah's been spotted though, and there's 3 players on the other side of this one in towards middle. Dancing around, decides to disengage, but going in for more.
Oh, lovely shot from Amelia. Only half blind, I believe, and a shot back from Jee. This man is looking to carry TYLOO to a dub. Bomb slightly planted for him, but he has to try and fight here. Looks the wrong direction as he walks into the side of Westmelon, and that's a successful retake with plenty of time. Lynn Vision, it gets a little scary, but after a first pick, the numbers favor them, and the retake goes well. 7 on the board.
Yeah, that's what you want to be seeing out of the CT side of Lynn Vision as well, right? You want to be seeing proactiveness. You want to be seeing those standard mid-nades every single time. Try and put pressure on TYLOO. Try and push them away. Try and fight right up in their faces, right? You go for a tactical timeout. You're not calling for the tactical timeout just to go for the straight-up motivational speech of, okay, guys, you know what this one means to us. We can't possibly allow TYLOO to get back into the game. We got to stay focused. No, you go into that tactical timeout with a straight-up plan. You need to come up with a solution, and that's exactly what they did. Playing with confidence, playing with assertiveness. Now it's up to TYLOO to try and respond back.
Yeah, Starry's in a bit of a pickle. Gee. Oh, he's just pulled out his knife at the wrong moment. Starry peeks perfectly. Amelia making a ruckus. Draws the attention away from him. But in the meanwhile, it is going to be answered by 2. And just like that, with so much control over towards the B site. I love how Jam Young's gone here. Done that, pushed so far forward that the CTs just weren't able to deal with him in time. And this should be a save every day. LVG, the economy, not in a good way. Starry can buy himself. Amelia and Zaka can drop. And they can at least salvage a round after this one. But this one's out of the question.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult to imagine what's going through Lynn Vision's heads right now if they're trying to build up any type of momentum, right? Every single time they win a round and every single time we can say something good about set round, it's still pretty close. It's still relatively competitive. They still lose a couple players. The T's get a bomb plant. And then in the subsequent, they just take over once again, right? TYLOO have been just hitting them hard. Every single time Lynn Vision have been able to pick up around on the CT side, TYLOO have just responded back instantly. You can't strengthen up the economy. You can't feel like you're in control. Your individuals have a good round and then get completely shut down in the next. It must be feeling really tough right now for Lynn Vision. And you're not going to get too many more opportunities to let a round slip. I mean, this was probably the last one, in all honesty. And as you said, they do have enough money to go for another reinvestment, but this is the one. That's the one that has to start them all. And this is the one that has to start a big sequence of converted rounds as well. A one and done is not going to cut it.
No early entries this time. TYLOO, giving it the crack. G boosted up, missed opportunity there. On to Call Me Sue, but the HE chunks down Zaka over towards Donut, as well as on to Call Me Sue. In comes that utility. The flash just never necessary. They end up going dry. And the T's will be able just to crack those heads. Mercury doing work all the way down long side. Amelia trying to save the day here, but 15 points of health. He'll beat the molly. Going, wrapping. Oh, and I think he's just barely tapped him over towards default. Sees that gun peeking around, but Mercury again another. 3 huge picks. Zaka knows that the AWP can maybe win them the game, so he's just going to slowly back away. But that's going to be 12 on the board for TYLOO. 1 round needed on the T side to finally get some revenge here on Ancient against Lynn Vision.
Wouldn't you want to see a replay of that spray transfer from Mercury, by the way? That flick onto the third player. That was nasty. Straight out of the gates of hell for Mercury. That was insane. That was poisonous. And poison, as you know, is deadly. That's what this round was to Lynn Vision. 12-7, 5 in a row now are the chances. The map points of TYLOO and the money of the CT side is just dreadful. It isn't there. It doesn't exist.
All right, let's see if Lynn Vision can play for overtime. Forcing like they have to with minimal money. And TYLOO, on the other hand, are just going to 4-1 split, maybe. Not Jam Young. Just throwing that CT smoke. Fast donut smoke. Immediately going to be forced out of sight or to fight with the smoke that he's dropped as well. It's an awkward position, but they're going to find him anyway. Man's playing in a common position. May have just ended this one. And it's looking very good for TYLOO to capitalize on a two-man advantage. They still need to get it planted. Oh, call me Sue, almost dropping that bomb. But they won't be able to find it back just yet. It's the scrim on in. Mosea standing tall, standing true. And Zaka with the AWP needs to do it all himself. 3 players in all different positions, but Mercury gets the job done again. And we're going all the way to train. We asked for it, and now we're getting it.
Yeah, we're getting the first Asian train in a very long time. First Asian train for you, as you said, right? And first train for both those teams since it was added back to the map pool. And it feels a new thing. So I can look at it from a bigger perspective. I can look at it from a third-person point of view in a way and say TYLOO have not been playing outdated and bad Counter-Strike so far. A lot of the utility pieces, a lot of the aggressive plays, a lot of the ideas have been really fresh, bar those 3 rounds in a row where Attacker was on the boost eventually. What I am trying to say right now is, with TYLOO starting on the CT side, we do have big expectations, and ladies and gents, this is the best of one from here on out. Loser goes home, winner keeps fighting for that one and only Asian IEM Dallas spot. Take us through the pistol.
Yeah, well, Attacker's in a good spot, just chilling on Idiot Wall. Smoke in the way gives him some cover, but he gets traded real quick. And it's looking like the site is still in control of the CTs. Jumping across the back, puts G in the grave. And Starry has the cover from Olaf. Looking good now. Westmelon going to be able to snatch that one away. Starry from the back of sight. He's just looking to lock it in from heaven. Westmelon still needs to cross, and running with the Glock. That movement inaccuracy is not going to be enough of a factor. Starry, beautiful shots and a beautiful round out of him to find two. 2 for Westmelon as well. And LVG take the T-pistol.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest differences between maps 1 and 2 was the absence, I want to say, and the presence, of course, logically, of Westmelon, respectively on the second and the first map, right? Westmelon on Inferno was all over the side of TYLOO. Highest, I guess, tap in the server, even 24 and 15, I think, was the score in the end of it. He was all over the place with multi-kills, utility damage, assists as well. On Ancient, the IGL couldn't really find his footing, so to speak, and it's nice to see him have a good start. Nice to see Emilia land shots like this one as well.
Yeah, big shots out of him, but that was swiftly traded. And Mosea, 5-7 at that range. Could have been effective. Missed opportunity. Nasty shot out of Zaka to get himself another and open up the Ivy area. Even smokes off the old icon, as people are starting to call it. And is going to potentially feign that wrap all the way around CT. Put that seed of doubt in the minds of TYLOO. But what we see is them potentially... They're going to retake here? No. Okay, I thought they were going to retake Con. They're going to regroup over towards Whitehall's instead. Maybe end up going to B. Maybe look for that long dog control. Who bloody knows at this point?
Yeah, you just slow it down a little bit. You have a 4v2, but you don't really feel too secure, right? With Starry being down to 23 HP and with Zacher being down to 27, you want to stay close to one another. You want to make sure the refrags are a possibility. And now you spotted one of the MP9s. You're just going to run it down the B bomb side. Second one up close and personal. Look at the HP. But they're somehow still alive.
They're getting the job done. An Attacker is wanting absolutely none of this. Saving the Galil across to the next round so they have some form of firepower. But LVG going to be happy with that outcome. Everyone doing their work, doing their job. Trading out the 4v1 to easily get that B site. And so far, so good. A bit slower of a round than I thought from LVG, but, you know, they didn't want to put one foot in front of the wrong foot and trip on over against the eco, or the force buy even. And LVG, after winning that one, should put themselves in a position to succeed, but we'll see if they can find 3 successfully or not.
Yeah, you don't want to see them get overzealous, especially on a map like this one. As we said, it's just essentially a best of one from here on out. And there it goes into play in that next lower bracket game. And of course, the loser is out of the competition. Out of an opportunity to actually fight in that consolidation final. Out of a chance to play against the loser of Aadox and the Huns, which, in case you're wondering, is going to a third map as well, just now. It was a 13-11 nuke in favor of Aadox and a 13-10 Inferno in favor of the Huns there. Enshin is the third and final one. They didn't get the fun train. We're the lucky ones.
Oh, Amelia not looking too lucky after that one. USP is almost working. Trade game was good until it's not, and everything. It looks like it's about to get more solidified for TYLOO, for LVG rather. Sneak out from Jamyoung. Shot's not hit, but Call Me Sue takes it through with the third. And yeah, so the ship almost got unsteadied, but it will manage to find some safer waters.
It's funny you say that on the rainy map in the pool. What do you think about the rain, by the way? You like it?
I would be happy if it wasn't there.
Okay.
I prefer... Like, my PC's fine.
Sure.
But I'd take the extra frames over the pretty... Like, that's just me, though, you know?
Yeah. I'm on with you on that one.
Yeah.
Although it looks pretty when the drops fall on top of a knife, for example. It does look pretty, but that's all that there is to it. Whoa. Lynn Vision, again, a little bit slower on that T-side approach. Deep smoke in towards heaven here for Jamyoung, who really is trying to contest Brown Hulls at the start of this one. That's what we talked about. Trying to keep the T's on their toes about those different aggressive plays is the way to go right now on the CT side. But Lynn Vision, more than happy to just wait it out and keep on creeping their way closer and closer. Mercury has rotated to support Jamyoung, who's going to be playing towards the back of Thomas for now, but this is going to be a straight up B hit, and they need to be on high alert. Gotta be ready. There's going to be a lot of Uto going their way.
In comes the bangers. Oh, top of oil. Could be a dangerous place to be, but they will get to safety. Or maybe not. They get taken right out of the round, and just like that, if you're TYLOO, you're saving. You got to call that. Looks like Mosaic is going to have a sniff over towards Cloud, but won't be able to make his way through. And Starry takes him right out of the equation. It's save time for TYLOO, and this CT-sided start has not gone well for them. No. I love that out of LVG, though. That was great utility, great bust, good timing on the pop, and the CTs couldn't stand to it.
Yeah, it's the fact that, I mean, you're gonna see a lot of people do that nowadays, and this is one thing that shows you that LVG, to some extent, are up with the meta, right? A lot of people just don't use smokes on the first wave of executing towards the B-bomb side nowadays, right? Because you don't want to just smoke off in towards the end for the CTs to just swing through and go towards the backlines, right? You want to molly off everything that you can, take the space, and then you can use the smokes to play the post plan and just hold on. That's why you see a lot of teams save, by the way, once they lose that B-bomb side as well on train, right? Because you molly towards the back of Thomas, and behind the default train, there's a molly that catches both those positions. You molly Z, you take the control. Top of oil, as you pointed out, is one of the few angles that you could be holding on to, but it's a really difficult one. You deal with the players holding all the other angles with good pop flashes and entry flashes, and there isn't a lot of angles in a lot of places where the CTs could actually be standing, even though there is more than there was on the old version, probably. It was just a straight up perfect execute coming out of LVG.
Even though TYLOO look like, in terms of the scoreline up the top, that they don't know what's going on, they have some solid utility. You know, they are throwing the broken wall smoke up towards the holes, you know, to feign the brown holes control. They're also throwing like a decent util set to take a main control as well. They got that early util, a couple of nice pop flashes from the A site train. I've seen a lot of top teams using those. So in terms of the utility, we were questioning that before the map started. TYLOO look all right. So maybe that second half might go better, but so far, no good for them. And LVG, their approach is just kind of like sitting back, right? Waiting out the util, contacting eventually, and then going for a very late pop. I like that timing on the pop dog smoke. And LVG, they're going to respect it as well.
Issue is you just have one more smoke left on the CT side, right? And that was the last Molotov. Sure, they're going to be making their way into a bomb site potentially in 30 seconds, but you still want to have a lot of utility, meaning you got to start moving forward. You got to put some of those rifles in aggressive positions. That's exactly what Mercury is trying to do, but exposed, and Zachary will take him down with the AWP.
It's all up to attacker. Who's on the off angle. Will get cleared. Amelia shouldn't be hitting those. That is nuts. He's hit it. But there's 10 seconds to get to site and plant. Still a player on the back. But look at that. G jumping up at the wrong possible moment. Con Smoke forcing him to think he had to go to the high ground. And TYLOO, just when it looked like they should have won that round, they almost timed them out. There's still just enough for LVG to get to the A site, fully clear it out and plant.
Yeah, fantastic awareness. Out of every single player that was running into the bomb site, by the way. Great pathing, great awareness. Not a single angle was overlooked by Lynn Vision. And that's the trick, right? When you want to play that late type of Counter-Strike, and obviously we were not going to make the, well, I will make the Jame reference. You are playing like a CAS team on the T side of trade. You're burning through the utility, and then you go for a late execution on 20-25 seconds on the clock. The big risk is if you overlook an angle, right? But if you have those rounds drilled in, if you've practiced that and done it enough times and have just put the reps in, all the players know what they should be looking at, right? All the players know what type of angle they should be clearing depending on what's going on, and that's what we saw from Lynn Vision. It just felt like, sure, TYLOO had a lot of players, they had a lot of different positions, a lot of different angles that they were holding. Every single one of them was taken into account. Sure, if one of those fights doesn't go in favor of Lynn Vision, this could still be a round that goes out the window. But they just won every single one of those fights.
Let's see what ends up happening here.
A T-side train.
Smoke. Yeah. I didn't expect it to look this one-sided, but it's what we're getting.
I'm loving it. They have been really diligent with it, though. Really taking their time. Looking really focused here, Lynn Vision. That's exactly what you want to be seeing. Even out of a T side of a team in that position. They just haven't been given TYLOO too many chances, and now the CTs will try and switch it up on the half buy. Double main push. Could work out.
Again, slow approach, just letting that time creep down. And TYLOO on the low buy with minimal util. I've used it all. And there's still 40 seconds left. There's one flash from Mosaic, but you can't really use that effectively here, playing close. XM, definitely the right tool for the job at this range, but if no one covers upper, then things could get awkward real quick. That's the bomb in sight, but above him, Mosaic going to be hiding in the smoke. Oh, he's heard that. Starry takes the pot shot, just clearing out everything. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and getting the job bloody done, isn't he?
Yeah, it just feels like the B-bomb side is under lock and key right now for Lynn Vision. Mercury is still going to stick around alongside Attacker. You have a full investment going into the next one regardless, so might as well try and get a couple kills. But long range with the MP9s, especially when you have the armors, might be better off by just calling this one a day and saving up. Not going to be an option for Mercury, actually, on the second thought. Zacher drops him with DO. 4 alive for Lynn Vision. This is 6 on the board now. This is starting to really slip right through the... It's not even slipping through the fingertips of TYLOO. It's just completely out of control. I mean, look at the kills. The entire team of TYLOO, we're 6 rounds in. They've been able to get 9 kills across all of them. Westmelon hasn't died.
Yeah. He's having a map. He is having a bloody map.
He's not even on 5 KD. Maps can't figure out his KD right now.
Okay, entries. They're going through the smoke. It's not a slow one. Finally changing the pace. And it's worked much better for TYLOO this time. Double AWP. Getting the job done. Mosaic yet to really have to activate with his. But this is the conversation that you wanted to bring up earlier, is who is looking like that better AWPer. So far it's Zacher on paper. But Gee's finally got his chance to shine. And the round's not done just yet. 2v4. Low health on G. But still a solid amount of utility for TYLOO to play with in the late round.
Yeah, the one thing that you're really nervous about right now, though, is what happens if Lynn Vision just walk out B and just kill Jam Young, and he's playing this one as safe as possible. This is the right approach, right? You're just spotting from the back of red, deploying the smoke in towards lower, just making sure that even if they make their way into the bomb site, you're not giving them a kill. You can let them have a bomb plant, you can't let them kill you and have a bomb plant after that.
Double upper push. One molly to play with. Full contact. Westmelon trying to break the line, get the info, and Zaka gifted that one. But it's going to be difficult for him to get past the next members. They're worried about a rat back in 20. Mercury going to Pop Dog instead. And they will allow him out on the site, allow the plant, but haven't spotted him on the cross. Jee's up on the top of the train. There's a chance for him to just find this angle. That's false info. They think he's locked in, but Mercury, I think he's seen him. Spotted towards the bottom. Oh. That shadow it didn't help. It didn't matter. Mosaic finds it with the secondary AWP on the retake eventually. But that shot from Zaka, the sneaky jump at his opponent, worked out perfectly for a chance.
Yeah, that was sick. Oh. I mean, that was... What a nice try that is as well. With 2v4, you get a bomb plant, you get 2 kills. You're not complaining about this. You probably already got way too many rounds on the T side than you should have in the first place. And in a 2v4, you still make it expensive. You still make them shake a little bit. They were on the double AWP as well. So financially, you could imagine that TYLOO are not really in the spending vibe, I guess, in the spending situation.
Yeah.
This is not a bad outcome for Lynn Vision out of a round that, you know, they tried something different, tried to switch up the pace, it didn't work out. Now you can go back to the same old, same old. Or a rush
Vision
B.
looking like... Yeah, or a rush B. That's what I was going to say. It looks like they are putting a bit more presence through the halls rather than going to A main at all. And Mercury knows that already. Fully clearing out everything. Jee posted on the lower line. And hits a cracker of a shot. Smoke towards up at a block. Jam Young at range. And now they'll just go for the deep lines. Or maybe even just swap spots. Jam Young, back bomb. Has been a pretty solid position. But is staying mobile. Is looking to get right underneath him. And try to play this off angle in case there is a lower pop.
If the Utah was good, then they could be in a whole lot of trouble. Molotov's flashes being lined up. Lurk smoke into his upper as well coming in. It's another execution. And this time, knowing there's an open mix, he's just going to get smoked off straight away. Jee has to look for a more comfortable angle, and he will be able to do so. The hit is coming, though.
On the way in.
They know.
No entries just yet. They got him. They found him. Sneaking in the smoke. And that bomb's got plenty of time to plant. But now we got a 4v4 for the retake. Double AWP as well. Which was successful before, but can still be a dangerous prospect. If you can't find a pick shortly, there's just so many angles that you have to clear. They've had a lot of control of the back of sight, though. So they're going to give it a crack. Good util as well to make their way back in. Smoke towards lower. Molly can go somewhere. You've got someone still tucked away in the corner. And Amelia should be able to trade here. Nice little shot on the Mercury. Buying time. Burning that clock down. And speaking of time, Mosaic able to find one. But it's Jee that is trying to provide supportive fire from afar. And Zaka may go down to the clock, but it was worth it to get a 7th on the board, and they got cash for days anyway.
Yeah, absolutely worth it, right? And the P-bomb side has been so problematic to deal with. At the start, it felt like they were just going to go there for anti-ecos, right? Just when the cities have half-buys, just when they have the lower guns, they were going to go with the Molotovs, with the flashes, then they tried to go for the A-pop on the previous buy round, then they decide, well, you know what? It didn't work. The B executions have been going really nicely. Why not go and hit B again? And sure, you've been using the lurk smoke every single time they've tried it. A TYLOO player has tried to get up close and personal inside of the smoke, and every single time they've been found out.
Ooh, faster. This time, looking for the pop dog control. They know Jee's there. They found the second man. Good trade from Starry. And won't overstay his welcome. But in the meanwhile, Mosaic has actually gone for the full dry push through Ivy. There's a... Is that an Ivy smoke, or is that a misthrown smoke? That's what I want to know.
I think it's a misthrown smoke from the T's.
Okay.
I'm not sure
either way,
you want to smoke that intentionally. Could be a bug as well in the minimap.
No, I think it's on a roof. Unless there's a hole there we're not aware of. But yeah, either way, Mosaic has fully cleared out, reverse cleared A main after pushing Ivy. So TYLOO were aware it's either a pop pump or they're coming B. And that's why you got this early rotation from the other three. You don't need to worry about A. You've got Mosaic in A main. You can play full retake if you want. And G, unless he gets blinded by a nice little pop flash, should be able to catch anyone pushing out upper.
Yeah, it should be. This is going to be a really complicated one. Starry low on HP. The players coming in, but they have the stack here. And it's not only Diop, it's the rifle as well. G shuts down the first one. Emilio with the refrag. G with another.
Okay.
And Diop is just being fed kills right now. G shuts down a third, and that B defense might be able to hold on after all. There goes the pistol from the back of the side. Unannounced. And unspotted before that, Jam Young to put an end to it, but it's all about the Oper and G stepping up to get double digits on his kill count in a second round for TYLOO on the board.
You love to see it, and that all providing a crucial punch to the firepower. The big problem is, even though they've got rounds like that, Lynn Vision just got off to such a strong start in the half that now TYLOO's got a maximum of 5 on the CT side, and we don't know what their attacking side's going to look like. So, all eyes on G to keep this one going. AK's picked up for Mosaic and Jam Young. It's a nice little upgrade after, just going pretty much an eco, half buy from the last round. And LVG this time, again, unable to fight for the early A main control. It's a bit different to what we're used to seeing from some of these guys. And that was a nice one. So, we just saw Starry as well go for the spam from the Whitehalls. There's a nice lineup you can do down towards Pop Dog, and he almost got that pick on the Mercury. At least got the tag, which could have been heard by Call Me Sue. I think that lineup was made by Viridian City as well. So, shout out to Eddie one time. Bowser Zero.
Yeah.
If you're watching.
Shout out a second time. Those lineups are... I don't think they were supposed to be there. And if they were, well, then Valve have a really funky feeling of what they want Counter-Strike to be. They are fun, though, sometimes.
Yeah, when you're not the one on the receiving end.
yeah, nothing like getting killed with an auto sniper from one of those. In the meantime, though, Attacker tested towards the back of the E-box here. Able to get 1 kill, low on HP, though. Molotov gonna force him out in the open. Amelia there to collect the frag. One more player towards the back of the side, though, in hell. And Jam Young's actually gonna try and support, but... they're just good for one more. And Mercury, just like that, has been left in a 1 versus 3 walking through the smoke, though. Well, no one's looking, but he's not looking the right way as well. And Lim Vision, again, just respond back instantaneously. And Mac, now it's the CTs that have financial issues again.
Yeah. Well, kinda. They won on the eco,
in a way.
So they got something going on. They have a chance. And I feel like at this point, when you're this far down on the CT side, you just go all in. Like, you just buy it up. You can put MP9s in nice close range angles if you really need to. We got Mercury, finally getting that FAMAS online as well. Haven't really seen too much FAMAS action here between both these Chinese wonders. And it's a faster approach out main. Finally, look at that. Amelia all the way to Olaf, ready for the wrap on the back of Red. Oh. Mosaic single-handedly pushing through Ivy to find 2. That's big work, but the problem is the A site no longer in their control. And the man advantage has been lost against them.
Look at you.
Oh, this timing.
Oh, my
Jam Young doesn't
God.
know. Oh,
Nope.
but Westmelon also didn't know. So Sue should be coming for a trade. Jam Young should be smart enough to know he wouldn't run out like that.
Nope.
Unless someone was lurking on site. Wasn't smart enough. Got picked. And I dare say that this round's over. Unless...
yeah, didn't realize it. Mosaic still in it, though. 2 kills already found out in towards Ivy earlier on. Thing is, the bomb is going back in towards the A-bomb side, so Mosaic has walked all the way in towards B from Ivy, just to realize that he's not even where he's supposed to be. Up on the retake as well. It's not going to make it easy for him. He still doesn't realize Penny hasn't dropped. Now I think it has. And he might be considering a save. I mean, it's a 1v2 clutch. Might as well give it a go. You don't want to be left with only 2 rounds on the CT side, but I think he's called it off already. No kit, a smoke, a flash, no money in the bank accounts. And this is going to be Lim Vision moving into 9 T-side rounds on Train Mac. Wow. I think it's safe to say TYLOO have been hit by a train.
You'd expect it in some pugs, and maybe if it was like Team Spirit on the T side. But I guess, we got our answer.
Or Zero Tenacity.
True.
At least.
Let's see what ends up happening here. Mosaic going to be able to carry across the AWP for G if he hands that off, which he will. And then with the minimal util they'll have, or minimal money they have, let's see who's prioritizing what. And LVG have everything they could possibly want and more. And, well, look, arguably they've already hit par and then some. But there's a chance for him to hit 10 rounds on the T side, which should, on paper, get them this map. But who knows?
I think you already should be feeling like they should have enough to convert on the CT side, right? But as you said, it's been a crazy enough day of Counter-Strikes to be difficult to predict. Attacker up close and personal with the MP9, good for a 1, but the refrag is happening. Comey 2 is going on an absolute rampage right now.
Yeah, the aggressive CT hold didn't work as expected, but G from afar brings the extra firepower in from Pop, and just like that, we're going to see a wrap through Ivy. Mosaic not on the wall, so he's not actually going to hear this one, but Jamyoung will sneak that direction. Let's see how crispy Zach is feeling. And if Jamyoung decides to tempt fate, or if he just plays this offline, shouldn't be worried about the other side of Icon. Just needs to fully lock in. Get ready for the swing from LVG. And here's that info. Here's those shots. Zach up. Close to him. Hasn't retrieved the bomb yet, but Jamyon could have heard a scope. Oh, and we got Mosaic going up on the train as well. He's seen, he's dealt with it, and 9-3 will be the scoreline at the half. We are back and ready to see TYLOO make a comeback of utter dominance, proportions we've never seen before on train. Or LVG just showing utter dominance. But it depends on the pistol, and we got TYLOO already up towards the bomb train at outside. Zaka, missed opportunity swinging from the back of yellow. It's looking a little awkward, but the CT still coming out on top, and G can't get the reload off. TYLOO don't get a kill, and this could be a quick one from here.
Ah, man, please. I wanted to see that T-side train. Come on. I was so excited for this. And then the pistol round starts and they just win it in 15 seconds, I guess. To hell with that. But yeah, Lynn Vision win the pistol just like it's nothing. And TYLOO, they... I mean, of course they're not going to get a bomb plant. They didn't get a single kill. So a full eco, 11-3. This one just became indefinitely harder to even fathom. And try and think it's possible for the side of TYLOO. But hey, you know what? You can call me Dr. Crazy. I still would like to see them put up somewhat of a fight. But yeah, Lynn Vision have been dominating all the way so far on that third and final map. It feels like we're finally seeing the level of dominance out of Lynn Vision that we expected maybe to see all series long at the start of the day. Still fighting for that consolidation final spot tomorrow to play against the loser of Atox and the Huns. Third map going strong there as well. Still the first half. But of course that means that TYLOO are going to have a lot of pressure on their shoulders in that next buy round. This is essentially going to be your opportunity to try and fight for IEM Dallas in a single buy round. And you need to win it. If you lose it, you're pretty much out of the fight.
Slower approach this time. TYLOO hoping to punish any over-aggression from Lynn Vision. I like the pop setup, to be honest. You know, the one looking towards the A site, the one looking just down towards the halls. Starry able to pivot and help out once Zaka gets the info. Think at range, but it's just these blocks, and that should be that. Ooh, Starry almost falling, but again, TYLOO yet to get a kill this half.
Yeah. An interesting fact, by the way, for you. The last time TYLOO as an organization did play on American soil, because we're talking about Dallas, it actually was in Dallas back in 2019. The last time they played outside of Asia or Europe was the DreamHack Masters Dallas 2019. This is how long ago we're talking. And TYLOO back then, Bentet, somebody, Attacker, Summer, Excurate. That was the lineup. Quite a while ago. Just for reference, by the way, they did play against NAP that had Lecro, Forest, Res, Get Right, and PETA.
Call me Sue.
Oh.
Not quite ready for this one. And TYLOO, now they got the rifles going. Looking like a whole different ball game. 30 seconds and they should have won the round. They just need to get that one planted. Site control fully theirs. And LVG, the aggression punished. So good to see that TYLOO are showing signs of life. But the question from me, Ted, is it too little too late?
I mean, I think at this point, you could try and put in some wishful thinking and say, hey, you know what? There is a chance. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen, but in reality, it should be out of the conversation. The important thing is, I think if one of those two teams was able or was to be able to pull back a game like this one, it would be TYLOO. They have all the experience in the world. Some of those guys have been playing professional Counter-Strike for 10 plus years. They sure as hell know that you should be just taking this one step at a time, right? Not getting overexcited, just playing round for round, hoping to get fired up and just hoping to make the right decision in every single situation that you've been put, or at least the best possible. So if I was to say, it's not impossible, it's highly improbable that they make it work, but I wouldn't count them out. It's been a crazy enough day. I'd still say there's probably around a 90% chance for Lynn Vision to close it. Or at least on paper it should. I don't know, man. Chinese Counter-Strike just doesn't make sense. I can't give you an answer to that. Yeah, they should close it out, Lynn Vision, sure.
Let's see what ends up happening, huh?
Yeah, how do you define
But-
crazy? I don't think you can. You can't just put it in a box and say, well, this is where we draw the line.
I like this, though. Lynn Vision with a read. I think this is more the old, you know, just go for the old stack, hit him with a 50-50, see if it works out for you. Amelia in a sneaky position. I like the crossfire. If Westmelon and the other boys from deeper on site are holding up, he can keep eyes on lower. Maybe even dodge these flashes, which should come from that second wave of util. Almost caught the timing, but didn't quite get it done. Westmelon dancing around on the nice line.
No.
Ooh, jiggling. The scout shots are doing a huge amount of damage. Westmelon just needs to follow up with a couple of bullets, and they'll get the job done. A-site in the hands of Attacker. He'll deny the rotation back from Zaka. And it's only Westmelon to try and get this done. The AK just shoots that much harder. And we're going to see TYLOO at least find another. 5 on the board. It looked dangerous for a second. And it cost them a pretty penny as well. But LVG, they got money for another buy.
Whew. I mean, they need to be tanking Attacker for this one. They have him to be praising for this round. If it wasn't for him to find that, I guess, escape avenue in towards the A-bomb side, this round was just going way out of control there for the side of the T's. A lot of attacks coming in from the scout, a lot of damage, and as you said, that was just a half buy. Now we're talking about the big guns. Now we're talking about the full buy with the AVP of Zaka involved as well.
Call me Sue. Cracker of an opening. Lucky that Starry was there to trade. Sue ended up being a body blocker. A shield for those bullets, so Starry was softened up. Was able to stand, but Jam Young's got a different idea. The 1v4, which should be easy for LVG, almost goes south quickly. But Westmelon had the helping hand. Him and Amelia trying to swing together there. And they'll get the 12th round that they were desperately looking for before TYLOO started to find any momentum.
Yeah, and this is now falling into the category of what should be going on and what should be happening and how this game should be ending as well for LVG. You get the first buy round on the board on the CT side. Sue with a lovely double to stop TYLOO. And actually, we were anticipating TYLOO to try and hit them with some explosive plays in towards the end of their bomb side. That's exactly what they run in the first full-on buy round. And he gets stopped right in their tracks. So from here on out, TYLOO, 7 rounds of perfect Counter-Strike required if you want to stay alive in the battle for a spot in Dallas. And the first one is probably going to be the most difficult of them all. A couple players on Galeo's utility is good enough to go for the investment. You even have the AVP in the hands of G, but you still have to work for this round. And even if you win it, you need to work again and again and again and again. It's such a long road ahead. And you're not even fighting for a win in regulation anymore. You're just praying for 7 consecutive for OT.
I don't know if we're getting it. I hope we are. But I don't see TYLOO stringing together, what's that, 9 rounds? 8 rounds to get back into the game and... Wait, 7 rounds even.
7,
My
yeah.
maths is not mathing today. We're getting there.
We can just lie that we live in China and it's 4 a.m.
True, yeah, of course. It's so late for us here. I'm still in Sydney. Anyway, G going to be able to let that trade game happen. Amelia might have almost saved the day with a quick triple, and Zaka certainly does. That's going to be game. And LVG knock out TYLOO from the IEM Dallas closed qual here.
Man.
Oh, lordy, that was out of nowhere. It looked like TYLOO were in with it on the low buy.
Not
the
like
op too
this.
strong. Amelia too good. Hey,
Oh,
what do you know?
man.